isn't just about passing on your genes. We can leave behind much more than just DNA. Through speech, music, literature, and movies, what we've seen, heard, felt, anger, joy, and sorrow, these are the things I will pass on. That's what I live for.
This is Liquid Snake, and you're listening to, I'm sorry, what's it called again? What is it called? Keep it up.
Terrific.
Final Encounter Cast.
This is Liquid Snake, and you are listening to Final Encounter Cast. Don't think of turning away.
Nailed it! All right, let's hit it.
Oh my God, what is this?
A new era dawns to fill the void. An unfamiliar path with a pulse of its own.
3, 2, 1. Final Encounter Cast. Interesting conflicts, not conflicts of interest.
Typical corporate bullshit.
With your hosts, Nate, Robbie, Chris, Nika, and Callie. FinalEncounterCast.com.
Ready? Get set? Go!
Oh, it is so good to be back. So excited to do this show. Welcome to Final Encounter Cast. Let's get these cameras up. Let's get these cameras up. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the show. It feels like it's been so long since we've been able to sit down and actually do this show. So excited to be back. We're going to be talking a lot about Metal Gear Solid 5 today. I'm so excited to be talking about that. It's like I got to get it out of my body, guys.
You have been practically giddy.
If it looks like their camera's angled up, it's because he's at half mast right now.
What do you think's holding the camera up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That adds a disturbing new element to this show.
Of course, the latest installment of the Metal Gear Solid series. Nika and I both showing off our Metal Gear Solid pride, our fandom, rocking the Foxhound t-shirts. Oh my God, this is, it's the biggest game in gaming right now. It's absolutely the biggest game of gaming right now. Everyone's talking about it, and so we're going to spend time picking it apart here today on Final Encounter Cast. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us, and dude, I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to be back. The cameras still weird me out. I'm still. I know.
Still not used to it. You've been in radio all your life.
Yeah, I have.
I can't really speak for Callie, but I've been in front of the camera and in front of people my whole life, so I can't stop looking at it. I'm just like, yeah. And then I'm like, and get your fucking mic out of the way.
I know, I'm terrible. Well, finally we found an angle where we both can be on camera. At least it's not pointed directly at my ugly face.
One way that we could solve this is if we switch spots, you wouldn't be in the shot and I'd be right there in the limelight, but then I don't have to do all the shit.
Yeah, then you'd have to work all the knobs and shit.
Yeah.
So.
But
and you're way better at working those knobs.
Although his name isn't in the faceplate.
Oh, that's true. Oh, wow! I'm a dick. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me fix this. I do have to fix that. That's not fair. That's not fair.
What kind of production values is this?
I know. I'm terrible. Look at me.
Thank you, Nika, for watching out.
You're welcome.
So welcome to the show. If this is your first time joining us, if you've never happened across this show before, maybe you're finding us for the very first time on twitch.tv/Limit Break Radio. You might be a little bit confused. This is called Final Encounter Cast. We're broadcasting on a channel called Limit Break Radio. It's because the other show that we do, the Final Fantasy XIV talk show that we normally do, is called Limit Break Radio. We haven't created a channel for this show just yet, and it's basically the reason that we do this show is because we have been demanded, we've been issued a referendum by our audience that they don't want to just hear us talk about Final Fantasy XIV stuff. They think that our opinions should be out there for the masses.
They're insane, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what... I have no idea what they see.
What kind of entertainment value they find in us.
Right, yeah.
But it's there, apparently.
Yeah, well, so...
I like listening to the sound of my own voice.
You're right.
Yours, not so much.
I know. When you hosted a show solo, it was just like, I don't know. I would get like a couple of minutes through it, and I'd be like, ugh, I don't hear my own voice.
What he did there is he turned that around.
Different strokes for different folks. All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Robbie being a master of stroking it.
Hey, phrasing!
No, he phrased that exactly how he intended to phrase it.
So, our audience has said, hey, we want to listen to you talk about other video games other than Final Fantasy XIV, and who are we to say no? So we've started this show. It's just sort of taking root. It's just sort of taking shape. We've done 2 episodes. We did a mini encounter cast, and then scheduling started to get in the way. We weren't able to maintain as much of a strict schedule as we would have liked, which is like, that's part of the thing, is that, we're doing this show because we love it. We've been asked to do it, by our fans, but we're doing it out of like our own pocket. Essentially, we're taking our own time to develop it and do the thing. What are you doing over there, Chris?
I am dying.
Are you?
Yeah,
are you okay?
Why?
There is a camera.
Is not treating him well.
There's a camera, so you can't just like off camera.
Well, he doesn't want to be like, go
do you
right
want
into the
me to do?
microphone, like.
He leans away and looks a little silly, or he does it right into the camera.
Yeah,
I did both, so take your pick.
Anyway, so yeah, this like I said, it's a new show. We're still getting settled in on exactly what the format is going to be, what the show is going to be. But we've got an exciting show planned for you today because we're going to be talking all about Metal Gear Solid. Now,
oh boy!
Oh, come on!
I already feel the phantom pains.
I'll give you that one. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, that was okay.
I love you!
See, I'm fucking funny. Fucking hilarious.
Oh, jeez. All right. So, we're going to be talking about the Phantom Pain mostly here today. We've got a couple of backup topics, too, to fall back on if we need to.
Some emails.
And but you know what? Unlike the last episode, we actually have some real, actual gaming news to talk about. So let's talk about some news.
I'm here to do the news tonight.
And that's the way the news goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news.
Here's a story that's out of this world.
It's kind of weird actually having production in the middle of a cam show because we just all sit here.
I just thought first of all, I'm like, I don't want anybody to say anything. I'm like, oh, they can see that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the fuck should I be doing right now?
I know. I actually, that just occurred to me too. I was like
I'm getting my phone up with my notes and I'm like,
so I'm like,
what do I do?
I don't even know what it sounds like. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like.
We need like a little graphic to go across the screen.
I know. I started like jamming out a little bit in my seat, but I'm like.
It's not. It's not. Yeah, this is weird.
We don't do this often.
We'll get used to it.
Just let it flow, okay, guys? It's easy.
We've been doing this differently for a long time.
Anyway, all right. Let's talk about some news.
All right. So as has kind of been the theme since we started the show, not a ton of gaming news, but we've got some of the cool stuff here. Video game voice actors are in the early stages of going on strike, still awaiting a vote from the SAG-AFTRA union. Key issues are protections for voice roles that have a heavy physical strain, such as a lot of screaming, performance bonuses should a game be very successful, and clearer definitions of whether motion capture work is to accompany a voice, and that vote's scheduled to be held next month. So,
I want to hold the gaming press kind of accountable here because I have not heard one outlet that is really talking about this issue and really
honestly,
getting into it.
If it wasn't for one of you guys throwing it up, or bringing it basically, to our attention here, I probably wouldn't have known about it either.
This is a seriously important issue, okay?
And there's some big names backing it, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. David Hayter, Jennifer Hale,
Will Wheaton,
Phil Lamar. I mean, it's kind of sad. Like, it's kind of sad when the most that someone has done, has explained this issue has been Will Wheaton on his goddamn blog. You know what I mean? Like, I know I've seen stories about it on like Kotaku and stuff, but nobody's really giving it the attention.
In fact, I think you linked us to the Kotaku one, and it was just like, so this is happening because voice actors want money if the game does good. So,
it really, and it did not.
Did you hear about that Phantom Pain?
Dude, that little news blurb that we just did right there is the most anyone's talked about this shit.
I legitimately feel like that. Like, I legitimately feel like, no, this is not being talked about and the gaming press isn't doing its due diligence on this. This is super important, not just because, like, fuck, it doesn't matter if you support the idea of giving voice actors more of a cut or a cut in of the final product. It doesn't matter where you fall on that. The fact that it's not being talked about is alarming, because if they go on strike, that means that a huge portion of talent is exiting the video game industry, and that absolutely will affect the end products.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, what, do you want games with voices like Chris over here? Let me tell you this right now. He is not good at reading stuff.
Hey, I can read stuff perfectly fine. I just need like 4 or 5 or 10, 20, 80 times to do it right, okay?
Well, guess what? If you end up being a voice actor, that's about what you're going to have to do.
Maybe I will. If all these guys are going on strike, then...
I mean, you could end up delaying every game that's currently in production.
Exactly, yeah. This is a huge deal, and I don't understand why nobody's talking about it. Nobody is talking about it. It's really alarming. So, all right, what else we got here?
Jimmy Kimmel took a shot at YouTube gaming earlier this week, airing a skit making fun of people for watching other people play video games and of performers themselves. Gamers fired back, and while many of the comments were what you'd expect them to be, many were also on point, citing the struggling television market versus the booming internet entertainment market. And by the way, guys, ESPN's set to broadcast the League of Legends World Championships later this year.
You know, I actually heard about this when I was at my other day job, right? And the guy telling me about it basically mimicked Jimmy Fallon or Kimmel's, whatever the fuck his name is, mimicked his sentiments, right? And
it doesn't matter. They're interchangeable. They're the same fucking person.
Yeah, well, pretty much. But the thing is I tried...
Like, wait, hold, stop.
What?
Did you just say Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, they're just like the same fucking guy.
No.
They're totally interchangeable.
No. See, one of them's entertaining and one of them's not. They're interchangeable like you and Fusion are interchangeable as podcast hosts.
Oh, he's got you there.
Snap.
Oh, ow, dig it. Burn. Fusion.
Whoa, shots fired.
Fusion.
But the thing
Who
is,
knew
like,
who I was talking about, though?
he mimicked the sentiments. Like, why would anybody want to watch somebody else play a game? And it's like I actually had to explain to him, you're not literally watching the gamer.
Right.
You're also watching the game.
Right.
It's the same thing as, I don't know, watching people on ESPN as they comment on a fucking football game.
It is the same thing.
And he couldn't grasp it. He's like, no, I don't want to watch somebody else play a game. You fucking idiot. Are you fucking, like, listen to the words that I'm saying.
Go on YouTube and start looking up how many subscribers people doing these channels have.
Yeah, but like,
how many people watch your show, Kimmel?
Why? You know, but stop being so defensive. Like, the bit was good. I mean, did you guys actually like watch the actual Kimmel bit?
I did not. I'm sure it was funny.
The Kimmel bit was good. I mean, like, come on.
Unlike most of his program, it was funny.
Come on, we all haven't had that moment where we're sitting around watching someone play Twitch, or you're trying to explain what Twitch is to somebody else, and you're like, yeah, I know it sounds fucking stupid, but like, this is what it is. People watch it, and you'd be really kind of surprised at how many people do. But like, oh my god, the defensiveness,
death threats.
Oh my god, the death threat. Yes. Stop it, gamers.
Right.
Gamers. When you don't like something, dude, stop with the fucking harassment of the thing you don't like, because you got 2 more fucking segments out of it reading the shitty comments that people came to his YouTube with. And that's the thing. Like, you know what? And those bits were good too. I totally defend Kimmel's bits because, like, they were good bits. For his audience is not a gaming audience, guys. It's not. It's just not fucking a gaming audience. So yeah, his
look, I just want to point
holds
out
up.
that Nate really likes Jimmy Kimmel's bits.
I'd also like to point out that you say, internet, stop going right to the death threats, but it's the internet. They have 2 settings. They have 1, no fucks given, and then they turn it all the way up to 11, which is fucking death threats, okay?
I know, God
There is no in between.
They also have cute cat mode, where everything's a cute cat.
Nika, stop.
Well, she's not wrong.
Is there a picture of Jimmy Kimmel as a cute cat that we can put up or something?
I also
bet there is. I am a little look.
I also find it entertaining because Nate has 2 settings. I don't give a fuck and fuck everything, throwing all the salt everywhere.
Oh, shut up. It is. You may be right. You may be right, but shut up. Shut up anyway.
A dick.
Yeah, shut up anyway.
It was announced that Minecraft will be heading to the Oculus Rift. This news was confirmed by Oculus CEO Palmer Luckey at the Oculus Connect event. Confirmed it will be the Windows 10 version of the game.
Fuck yes, guys. First we get story mode in fucking Minecraft. Now we get Oculus Rift. Minecraft's the fucking future.
Very quickly, you're going to be able to play with Legos without playing with Legos.
Hey. The worst part about Legos is the cleanup. And they've taken it out of the equation.
I don't think I ever actually cleaned up afterwards. There's still Legos.
Do you say that? Do you say that about after you masturbate too?
Yeah.
Oh,
dick jokes.
Well,
kind of walked into that one, didn't you?
Well, yeah. Well, now it explains why you moved back in with your parents. Oh! Sorry. You walked right into that one.
Ouch.
That one had to sting just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm sorry.
I actually feel bad for him. Shame on you and Nero. Nate, shame on you. Fuck, I was the first one. Damn it.
Yeah, you broke this time. Sorry. I have to. I'm sorry. Okay. Look, I have to look you in the face after saying it. I'm looking you in the eyes. I feel kind of bad about that one, but
not as bad as you'd like to.
He's actually apologizing.
No, I'm not apologizing. Well,
No,
sort of
a bit.
So I just feel bad. I don't apologize. The joke was funny. I stand by the joke. I don't apologize for the joke, but
That's what we do.
I feel bad.
All jokes are valid.
All jokes are valid.
Feel bad.
Hey, no. I'm all right with it. It's okay. I can take a little salt.
Oh God. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to.
Okay.
Look, if you have to leave the room for a minute to shit on the Nero's bed, we all understand.
All right. Where was I?
Where were you? Yeah.
Sorry.
I threw him off so much where he's like, oh my God, I have to just.
I'm gonna take another 3-week break. I'll be back. I'll be back on the 21st, guys. All right. Konami is weathering a firestorm of vitriol and over Metal Gear Solid 5. Hey, yeah. Guess what we're talking about today? And the missions that were cut. Gamers are furious that a storyline piece of the game was removed for budgetary reasons. Furthermore, rumor has it that Konami is seeking a team to continue making Metal Gear Solid games without Kojima. Because, guys, it worked for Halo, right?
Look,
Konami.
Guys, budget cuts happen in everything. Okay?
Konami. We'll get into that whole thing, that whole controversy. That's basically a lot of what we're blowing up here today. So we don't want to get too far into it because obviously we're holding spoilers back until maybe halfway through the show. But it definitely is. I understand that frustration. Totally understand that frustration. All right.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
It's over. A lot of people in the audience look pissed.
That is pretty accurate, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, God.
That's what's new in gaming news, guys.
That's it? That's
it.
That's all you got?
That is what's exciting in gaming news right now.
God.
Wait, no, hold on.
Made me
There's
all
more.
excited.
There's more.
What?
Juxta.
Me?
Motherfucking Mario Maker.
Oh,
Fuck,
yeah,
God
Mario
damn it.
Maker.
Chris, shit.
God, you're
You
all
suck.
I'm bad today.
Yeah, you're terrible.
I'm
You're just
bad.
fucking it up. Wow.
I'm so bad.
suck at everything.
Terrible.
I think the first person would be to screw that up.
Yeah.
Right? I actually usually do so good.
I know.
But Christoph, when I first came home and you had Mario Maker going, like, he was so stoked. He's like, you want to play Mario? Come in
Really?
here and play Mario. And I'm like, it's fucking Mario.
Oh, dude.
We've played it a million times. It's not going to change.
I just wanted to reiterate just like how bad people are at Mario games. Like Robbie over here, he can shoot guns and Borderlands with the best of them. But fucking Mario, he can't even jump on a fucking question block.
Oh, bullshit. I got almost to the end of your fucking stupid ass level.
You died 80 times and then you gave up.
No, I died 3 times and I was at that same spot because you put that stupid ass long jump with one fucking pixel to land on.
1 pixel, it's 1 block. It's not hard.
You had an entire pixel. What's the problem?
I mean,
a whole pixel.
Even Fairbear was able to make that stage.
How long did it take her, though?
Not as long as you.
Because I didn't try. I played your stupid bullshit game, and then I went and did something productive.
You're just terrible at Mario, and that's sad.
What did you go do after you stopped playing?
Played XCOM.
Okay.
Oh, because that's so better.
Just checking.
It is.
No, I don't think it is.
Sank 80 hours into it already. It's getting more playtime than Final Fantasy 14.
Man, it's really it for news. I'm so disappointed. All right. Well,
Mighty Hero 9 released a demo. It's got mixed reviews.
Yeah.
That's the extent of the news there.
I thought it looked pretty good.
I thought it looked like ass.
Really?
What was wrong with it?
Why did you think it looked like ass?
Okay,
because
the background is boring, and in a side scroller, your background should not be boring.
I'll give you that.
Not
In the
in the
side
modern.
scroller, the background could be moving. You're right.
The fireworks look like, or the fire effects look like they came out of Microsoft Movie Maker.
Okay.
They look like utter shit. You have a platformer game that has a stumble effect when you land.
What realism, man? Realism.
It's a platformer.
Realism.
Oh yeah, Mega Man was so realistic.
they're taking steps towards that, or they're stumbling towards it.
There you go.
Fucking hilarious.
And by the way, just as a hint, like to any aspiring game developers out there, if you're going to release a demo, make the EXE to launch the game easy to find. Don't hide it in the libraries folder. Most people aren't going to look that hard for your EXE.
What is this? What is this? 1995? Did they distribute the fucking game on a fucking floppy drive?
They come out and say that the game is effectively done. They're just working on the on the online mode, but everything else about it's done. It doesn't look done.
Okay.
It looks beta.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe they get
people pledged almost $4 million for this game.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's bad.
Well, guy, look, hookers and blow cost money. Okay.
We would know. We would know.
Sonic Team is well aware of that.
What's our budgetary expenses on hookers and blow here? I'm kidding.
All of it?
That's out of pocket. You told me.
Yours are.
Oh man! All right, so let's get into talking about Metal Gear Solid 5. But before we do, actually, Nika, real quick, I really want to try to adjust some of my sound settings here. So you're probably gonna things are gonna sound weird for you for just a second, and I hate having to pull the show over to the side of the road to make sure that this gets done. But I do want to make sure that that it doesn't sound like hell. Nika, do I still have you? You still there, Nika? No. No. Oh, I don't think this worked. It didn't work.
Okay.
Okay.
It did not work.
All right, so we'll just bring these back. Nika, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
How shitty would that have been if she wasn't there?
I know. I know. How
you
bad.
Screwed it up
in the middle of the show. I know that would have been terrible.
You suck at everything.
I know. I know.
Fuck me.
Wow. Again.
Fuck.
Do you need to go take
did
5?
you even try?
I need to. I just, guys. I need
to get out of here.
I need absolute silence to get into character here.
Oh fuck. Sorry. Okay, so let's talk about Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. It was released on the 1st of September. Everyone's had a pretty good almost month with it now. It is. Let's talk about like what the game is, because a lot of people were really, especially Metal Gear fans, were really concerned that the game wouldn't translate, the idea of Metal Gear wouldn't translate to an open world setting, and more and more games seem to be going this route.
Yeah, absolutely.
with they make an entire world and then populate it with things to do and quest markers and things like that, and the Metal Gear Solid does follow that. Nika, how'd you feel about the format and like the story presentation?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that in terms of gameplay and exploration, this was almost perfect.
It really is.
Because there's a lot of games where if you put too much in the open world, then you kind of run into that, like in The Witcher, you run into box fatigue where you just want to open every single box all the time, and get all the things, and then you're always overweight. And,
I get that same thing from like Fallout and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's always those stupid quests like collect 1,000 things. Like Metal Gear doesn't go that route. I mean, they have the materials and stuff that you can collect and the chemicals to create more stuff for your base and more research things.
Right.
And the thing is, and that's sporadically spread throughout the world as well. And the thing is that, yeah, if you want to take the time to go and look for that stuff, cool, and you don't have to. And the thing is like you can select your mission, so it still has a very mission-based format. If you don't want to explore the world, you don't have to. You can just follow the missions. Even doing the side ops, you can just land where the side op is and leave. But if you want to take the time and explore some of the outside areas, even before you have a quest there, you can find some extra, materials a little bit earlier. You can kind of learn the land or get some really strong like soldiers for your base early on in the game, which I think is kind of cool too.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It really kind of encourages it encourages your own type of gameplay, because if you do all those side ops, you end up building this epic base, and by the time you get to there's a point in the game where it kind of like lets you go, it kind of like goes online, like you unlock the ability to go online, and you get what's called a forward operating base. All the other players get forward operating bases, and you get to like infiltrate each other's shit.
That's really cool.
And
you can take each other's people.
Yeah,
you can go into their base, Fulton their people away and take them.
Yeah.
Like and then the other person actually loses their characters.
Yeah.
That sucks.
No, it's super.
Which is why I never do them, because I'm so attached to every single person.
Does that affect your single player campaign?
It can. I think it's only the people you put in your security team that are on the base. So like someone will infiltrate, you'll have your security team go and defend it. But any of those guys, if you don't lock them with the direct contract button, they can be gone.
That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, there's so many cool elements of this game that are, you know, like it's stuff that's designed to keep you playing. Like, you know, one of the things that we criticize Final Fantasy 14 for is that there's really no, like, they don't incentivize the
open world exploration,
the content. No, their own content. Like, they don't incentivize it very well. But the way that this game is structured, where, you know, between what you get out of it for, you know, in terms of resources for your base, and also what you get out of it in terms of the way that the story sort of unfolds as you unlock stories and unlock side ops and continue going on, like that, I have never felt so motivated to keep playing a game ever. And I mean, like, the structure of this game owes a lot to Peace Walker. It is very, very so like if the menu in Peace Walker where you select all of your stuff, that's sort of like the iDroid version of that, right? So it does sort of like your helicopter sort of serves as that sort of menu space. But yeah, it's fucking genius the way that they structured the incentive, the narrative, and the want to keep playing that game just keeps you. You just keep wanting to play.
You know, that's actually hearing you guys talk about the whole open world concept. I'm pretty sure I had heard at some point that they were making it open world, but it's nothing that ever really stuck. Thinking about it now, though, it's really encouraging because had you brought this up before, I might have said the same thing. Even though I never played Metal Gear, I might have been like, really? Because they're putting that into open world? That doesn't sound right. And one of the concerns that I have for the new Mass Effect Andromeda is that little trailer they did at E3. It looked, something about it gave me this vibe like they're going to make it open world, and I thought there's no fucking way that's going to work with Mass Effect.
Right.
But I mean, if they made it work for Metal Gear, like, why couldn't it work the other way too?
It can. There are concessions. I'm not going to say that it was perfect, though. It was good. The structure was really good. I can't go as far to say that it was perfect. It really kept me playing. It kept me motivated to keep going. But
I wish there was more maps than just Afghanistan and Africa.
I agree,
But,
Nika. I agree on that. However, I think the thing that you lose, the trade-off that you have here, is that you lose a degree of cinematic ability when you don't have specifically set pieces. You know what I mean? Like, that's what Metal Gear always did so fucking well, and I think that's why their audience was so hesitant when it was like, it's going open world. You know what I mean? They were like, but the set pieces are the thing that really makes Metal Gear awesome. Like, playing through a Metal Gear game is so fun because, I mean, there are variables in the way that guards react to things, but like, it was in terms of a game series, it was incredibly linear, and what that had going for it is Kojima had an amazing ability to tell the exact story that he wanted to tell in the way that he wanted to tell it, camera angles and all. I mean, that's what 3 had going for it. That's what 4 had going with it.
Do you remember all the criticism people gave to 4 because they pretty much said they were playing a movie?
Yes,
there was way more movie than there was playtime.
Yes, I do remember that.
A lot of games get that criticism nowadays too.
Yeah, no, that's true, and so I think he was trying to balance those two. It's just there were some times I was like, oh man, I would have loved a little bit more cutscene there, which is surprising for a Hideo Kojima game. That's all.
True,
That's
every time there was a cutscene though, like where you could tell this is going to be a cutscene, I was like, oh, this is going to be good because every cutscene brought something to the story. So whenever there was one, I was just like on the edge of my chair the entire time.
And you know what? I think that's where you have to strike the balance is if I'm watching a cutscene, it really has to keep me engaged, okay?
Yeah.
A game that was absolutely terrible for it was Xenosaga, I think was the one with like Cosmos and stuff like that. Good game, but way too much cutscenes. And they put stupid bullshit in the cutscenes like people just walking and having like a little exchange. Give me those exchanges like as I'm running through something or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could be sneaking around as I'm getting these exchanges.
Yeah.
If it's in a cutscene that's taking my focus, it should fucking be epic.
And you're totally right. You're absolutely 100% right. And here's what I want to give them. You know, like I did criticize that the cinematic they took some concessions on the cinematic aspect, but the thing that I really have to praise Kojima and the whole dev team for are the cassette tapes. The cassette tapes are some of the most brilliant, emotional, effective storytelling methods, and it is exactly.
And there's some silly ones.
There are some silly ones too, but it's exactly what you're talking about. Where
you don't need a cutscene. You don't
need a cutscene for it. You know, like your character has a Walkman. You can access these at any time. So you can be in the middle of a mission.
It's called an iDroid.
Yeah, it's called an iDroid. You can be in the middle of a mission. Hang on, you can be in the middle of a mission. You can be sneaking through and listening to further story exposition as you're continuing to play. You're right. That didn't need to be a lot of that stuff, especially Metal Gear is super guilty of that too. A lot of that stuff doesn't explicitly need to be shown on camera, and they made the bold decision to go, hey, let's do it in the cassette tapes.
And actually, that right there is the opposite of the point I'm making, but actually goes further to show that even when you have when you have these pieces of script that are really emotional, really important, really they can really hammer something home, you don't even need to put those into a cutscene to use them to their full extent.
Right.
So yeah, that's actually a great example that you can actually do more with less.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Except what was missing, and actually my husband was talking about this with me a little earlier, is that it did lose the sense of real characters you fight as bosses.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Like MGS4, they had like the Beauty and the Beast, where you would fight the boss, the chick, and you get her story, you get the boss, or fighting Sniper Wolf. It was a boss. Instead, you get the skulls, which are I mean they're cool. But his suggestion was it would be cool if the skulls were like 4 guys and you fought them as bosses rather than like the little scary creepy missions.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so 2 things about that. Okay, so I kind of feel like since Metal Gear Solid 4 that the boss battles have left me wanting more. I was never.
MGS3s though were so cool.
MGS3s they were so good.
Which one was Sons of Liberty?
Sons of Liberty was 2.
Okay, that's the one I played.
Yeah. 1, 2, and 3 had some of the most memorable, ingenious boss encounters I've ever played through in video games. And once you hit 4 and you got Beauty and the Beast, I just felt like it didn't. It's something with that didn't connect.
But it didn't. I liked the characters and like their background, like their stories were tragic. But I feel like it didn't fit into the you could take them out of the story, and the story of Metal Gear would be the same.
Oh, it was almost ham-fisted. I mean, and I mean, Kojima has received a lot of criticism for that over the years, and a lot of times, a lot of people want to say that they were just put in there as eye candy. I may agree, especially after.
This was one of the first games on PS3, so it was like, look what we can do.
Exactly.
We can make this game.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, and I think they kind of did the same thing with Quiet. I feel like they kind of did the same thing with Quiet in this game.
There's a reason why she's naked.
Yeah, but the reason's bad. Oh, the reason.
What's the reason? Titties?
Hang on. We'll get.
That'll be the spoiler part. We don't want to spoil.
We will get to that.
Titties is a reason though.
But
all I know is from for Metal Gear Solid bosses, like my lore comes from the best boss that I've ever heard of, and I've never actually played any of these games, and that's Psycho Mantis on, which one was it?
That was 1. That was Metal Gear Solid 1 for the
And that's the one where you have to unplug your controller and put it into the other slot, and that's
brilliant.
That just blew my mind.
Fucking brilliant.
Set it on the ground and it's like, watch, I will make it move.
Yeah.
And it rolls. It's like, brrrr.
Or telling you that your save file is corrupted.
Right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's such an amazing force.
I loved that because when I would have the PS1, it would find any Konami games and talk about him. So mine's like, I see you like Suikoden, eh?
I have a quick question that if this is going to come up later, just say so, right?
Yeah, okay.
But the character that you make at the start of the game,
It comes up. Here's the thing. Okay, hang on. Just so everyone knows, Nika is very, 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 very close.
Left before I finish it.
Yeah, like she's so close to the end of the game. She's so close to the end of the game. So even when we get to the story thing, like we're not going to be spoiling the end.
We're not going to be going like step by step through the story and spoiling it like we did with our Final Fantasy story.
Right? Yeah. So
we're going to be raging about some things that have spoilers.
So just everyone, with that, knowing that, just be sensitive to the chat room, guys. Like seriously, like we're going to try to avoid talking about it for you, the audience. So yeah, just like let's
do us the same courtesy.
Yeah, like just everyone knows it's out in the open. So like let's just
later tonight I think I might actually stream the last couple cutscenes. So if anyone wants to like come back and talk with me about it, who has beat the game and does want to talk about spoilers, like I think after the show I'll take a break, eat some dinner, and I'll stream the last couple missions. And you're welcome to talk with me about it then if you want to.
Yeah, because she'll experience it. She'll experience it. Okay, so again, we're not at the spoiler part of the discussion. Mika, what'd you think about the buddy system?
I thought it was a clever idea, but I think there were some buddies you never used.
Yes.
So I feel like it was a little like there could have been a little bit more thought put into it.
Did you ever use D-Walker? Ever?
One time just to see what it was about, and then I sent him away and never used it again.
I used it for one skulls.
Let's explain what that is to the people who have no idea what this is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is that the dog or
no? Okay. So there's a buddy system where you can choose one of like I think it's
like a partner to be deployed with you on the missions.
Yeah. And so you've got four. You've got the choice of a horse, a dog, a sniper, and basically a mini Metal Gear. Which the mini Metal Gears, even from the earliest like time that they showed that off in in the trailers, I was like, oh my god, that looks stupid.
It's for the people who don't want. I mean, because it's weird that you can you have all these options to like kill people, but they praise you for doing perfect stealth.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you want to just go through and kill everyone and like plow through, then sure, like get the walker and just blow everything up. But I mean, it's clunky, it's loud, it's like you have to research all these guns, and I feel like if you're trying to sneak through anywhere, you would never use.
You don't need it. Yeah, I feel like it's like maybe that was put in there for people who don't normally play Metal Gear games. Maybe.
All right. So based on a small conversation we had beforehand, you can equip stuff on these partners, these buddies.
Yeah.
So you can equip like knives and guns to the horse.
Yes.
No,
to the dog. Yeah, you can, but not to the horse.
If you
the
could
horse
put
has
weapons on the horse, why would you ever take any other buddy?
No, the stuff that you can equip on the horse is just like cosmetic stuff.
That's stupid.
I mean,
you can also do cosmetic stuff for the dog. Like I gave him fake eye because he only has one eye, and you can like customize him. It's cool.
Yeah.
Dog all the way then.
Yeah. But different
Nice
buddy,
dog.
dude. Different
missions too.
Yeah.
With buddies, like definitely, I always take the dog when you need to like find landmines because he can sniff them out for you, so you don't accidentally step on them. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Totally.
Which like having a sniper there to like knock people out.
It's actually
especially if there's like a mission where everyone's in full armor, a sniper isn't going to do anything for you because they can't do like there's
they can't pierce that
bounce
armor.
Off the helmets. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there are different advantages to taking different buddies.
What's the dog's name?
D-Dog.
D-Dog?
D-Dog.
For Doom Dog?
No, Diamond Dog.
Diamond. The whole organization's called Diamond Dog, so they named the dog after.
Just reminds me of Con Air.
Yeah, right?
There's a character named Diamond Dog played by...
Well, it's a
Michael Clark Duncan.
John Cena. Oh.
You dick.
If only we had that drop.
If only.
No, we're not going to steal that joke.
Why not?
Come on.
It's not even a joke anymore.
From who?
We're not going to steal it.
It's a meme now.
Whatever fucking show did that in the first place. I can't remember what radio show did that. Anyway.
We're above stealing things now.
He has standards.
Oh, come on. Anyway, so yeah, different buddies for different missions. I never used the horse. I never used.
Yeah, you start out with only the horse, so you use him for every mission to just kind of like shorten the distance between where you're dropped off.
Say, what else can the horse really do at that point?
But the thing is eventually you get cars and vehicles, so then you can have a vehicle and a buddy.
Yeah.
So it's like once I get a car, I can just take a different buddy.
What's the horse's name?
D-Horse.
D-Horse.
What the fuck?
Dang it. Can you put the horse in the car and take it with you?
Shut up, Kelly.
Dog can go in the car.
Shut up.
I'm sure the dog can. I don't care about the dog. I wonder if the horse can.
Well, the dog is the best.
I want to take the horse on the Jeep.
Well, the reason that the reason that the dog is the best because he marks like fucking everyone.
He can sniff out everything: plants, animals, people, landmines. Like he lets you know where everything is.
Yeah, it's
very hard for people to sneak up on you with the dog because he tells you where they are.
Who's the sniper? Is that Quiet?
That is Quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like the dog's kind of OP.
What's the cat's name?
Can we get a nerf on the dog?
Chris.
God, you're terrible. We're
gonna have to start wearing name tags.
You're all over the goddamn place. His name is on the fucking screen.
I know.
Except it's not even his name.
I do want to praise the changing dialogue. I mean, okay, so you get soldiers, you put them on your base, and some of the soldiers that you actually bring to the base will wander around, and as you walk by them, they'll say things to you.
Yeah.
And the best things are like when you save the dog and he becomes part of your team, and you'll walk by someone and he goes, "Boss, thank you for saving that cute puppy. That's like, that is just so funny. Every time they would say things like that, I'm like, you are so hilarious.
Yeah,
like, they have such a soft spot for cute animals, and they're like trying to be super serious.
I imagine that's how Big Boss says it too. You are so funny. like opens his mouth and Nika's voice comes out, and they're just like, oh, what the fuck?
Or like, boss, those animals owe you their lives. I'm like, yeah, they do.
Yep. Yes, that is true.
It's so funny. But I mean, and the dialogue that they say will change based on the part of the story you're into. So
yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, no, the discussions between guards too, like not just dudes on your base.
Talk about you.
Yeah, they do. They talk about you. They give you story exposition. I mean, it's really brilliantly designed.
I actually fucking love that in games. The most recent Tomb Raider game, I witnessed that, and I was using the bow and arrow like the entire time through. Snuck up on a certain part where there's these two guards talking about me, and they're like, yeah, she's just been taking on all our guys with just a bow and arrow.
Yeah. That's always a really cool part. I always love that. Yep. I love that. And it's a great little touch on MGS 5. I mean, it's little stuff like that is just like, it's so good. It's so good. The experience of playing through that game was so good. I mean, it really felt like a Metal Gear game. Like, right, Nika? Like, it felt...
Yes, it definitely did. Like, the amount of stealth and, like... because there's so many different ways to do certain missions, too.
I know.
Like, I would go one way, and my husband's like, well, I did that mission. I went around this way and over this cliff and over there. I was like, oh, I just went, over here. And the world is so designed in such a way that you can kind of come up with your own strategy to get everywhere, really.
Yeah, no, and that's so... fucking brilliant. It is so smart. The way that they made that they designed this game, the content, everything about it is just almost everything about it is just so good. It is probably, I'm going to say this, it's probably the purest MGS experience that you can get playing through any of those games. That is a pure Metal Gear experience from front to back. It really is.
Although I feel like MGS3 though has a lot of that, because MGS3 you have to change your camo like way more than you do in this one, as well as feeding yourself so you don't die.
Yeah,
that's a thing in MGS3 that I feel like made it very realistic and very.
But I gotta say, I feel like they tried to kind of return to some of that form with this. You know what I mean? Like, I
didn't have to eat though.
No, you didn't have to eat. But you did have all of those like animal capturing side missions, and if you want to unlock emblems and stuff like that, that's capturing animals is a way to do that. And I mean, like, so there is a reason to do it, and it's a similar element. But I mean, like, I think that they recognized that as a really cool thing from MGS3. Didn't want to do the exact same thing, but just tried to recapture some of that spirit, which Kojima tries to do that a lot. Like, I feel like a lot of his games are like, okay, we're still doing the Metal Gear thing. How can we improve on it? But like, how can we also like
stay true to it,
deconstruct it as well? Because like each of the experiences is unique in its own right, and I do just feel like in terms of stealth and infiltration, this game just delivers 120%.
Every mission feels like there is an enemy base here, and I am infiltrating them, and I have to be careful, or I am dead. Especially because a lot of times there's so many bases that are enclosed, and you sneak in like through a fence or around whatever, and then you're in their base, and if you get caught, more often than not, you're going to die before you can run away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's very important to keep to the stealth, and I felt that because of that, it really brings that experience.
How many of the Metal Gear Solid games got ported to PC?
I don't know.
I've never played any of them on PC. I don't know.
Only currently 5 is the one that you're playing. I really don't.
I mean, other than 5.
5 is
5's been all over Steam, but just
5's
wondering.
on Steam.
Just wondering.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I think maybe Metal Gear Solid 1 had a PC version, but I don't think 2 or 3 did.
That collection that you let me borrow has 1, 2, and 3 on it.
No, it has 2, 3, and Peace Walker. It doesn't have 1.
Yeah, and that's the PlayStation one.
Wait,
right?
what's
no?
4?
It's the Xbox one.
4?
I have the PlayStation.
Is Peace Walker 4?
No. 4.
No, Peace Walker is like a sequel to 3. It's like a spin-off.
Yeah, 4 is exclusively on the PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of the other thing is that people who are really invested in this, like, dude, they have to get systems from all over the fucking place to play it. Ugh, that is kind of annoying. Although, it does seem like PlayStation is like if you're a Metal Gear fan and you want to make sure that you have access to all the canon, PlayStation, yeah, Sony has it. So, but it is available on other platforms like Xbox. There was a collection that came out on Xbox and it was good. I mean, it was a good port, but it's always kind of been a Sony thing for a long time, and even though it's not exclusive, it's still primarily a Sony thing. So, let's talk about Kiefer Sutherland as Big Boss. Nika, what did you think of Kiefer?
I think looking at him as his own entity and not comparing him to David Hayter, just looking at Kiefer Sutherland and his performance, I thought he was fantastic. Honestly.
Really?
I really did. I think it was very hard, like when, especially listening to the cassette tapes, just hearing his voice without seeing Big Boss. I just thought of 24, and that was a little bit hard for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was very convinced that he was Big Boss for the entire game. Yeah, I was never off put by him at all.
Really, I had to notice the lack of dialogue assigned to Big Boss. You think
because of the change, they might have given him less dialogue on purpose?
No. I think because of his paycheck. I think because of what it costs to to get him in. I think that there's just more points where Big Boss could have said more. And
I do agree with that. But
the thing is,
about his performance and his delivery, I thought was great. But you have a very good point.
Performance and delivery, sure, yes. But I noticed a lack of. He was just very, very. He's all but a silent protagonist. And granted, that does have a hook in at the end of the game. I do realize that, and I don't want to spoil anything. And you do, it sort of makes you go, oh, okay, but still, like, it still makes me wonder, like, what was the real reason behind that? Like, they sort of justify it.
A piece of debris jabbed in his brain.
They sort of justify it, but like, it's still, I don't know. I noticed the lack of lines overall that he had in the thing from start to finish, and it was very weird.
And why choose him? Either
tying a big name to it.
Oh my God, are we really going to go down this road?
we don't have to go down that road. I'm just saying that if you want a different actor for whatever reason for the part, I'm sure there are plenty of other people also that they like. There's no way that they chose him not knowing he was going to be right. So I feel like if you wanted to have that amount of dialogue to Big Boss, go with an actor that you can
afford.
I don't know. Afford.
Maybe that was their intention. You know what? I'll cop to this. Maybe that was their intention from the start. Maybe it was supposed to be that they knew Big Boss wasn't going to be talking a lot in this game, and they were like, okay, well, we have a little bit more room in our budget now, so let's
that's what they used the budget
for. At the time.
All right, so Nate, that aside, performance-wise, what did you think of Kiefer Sutherland? Because obviously, this series as a whole, and to David Hayter's characters, you have a big attachment to them, and I actually have a small story of similar import. So what did you think of his performance?
I was optimistic going in because I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised by Ground Zeroes.
Mm-hmm. He was also the voice in Ground Zero.
He was also yes, he was. And so going into it, I just sort of felt like he was. The delivery was not that remarkable. It really wasn't. It was just.
I'm just a fan of Kiefer Sutherland, so maybe I'm biased. Maybe.
I mean, because I have no attachment to like 24 or anything like that. But I mean, I felt like it was Kiefer Sutherland. It was Kiefer Sutherland just doing his gravelly Jack Bauer.
That's too bad. Between Mass Effect 2 and 3, they changed the voice actor for Mordin Salas. Nika, you know this. It was noticeable.
Wait, they did?
Yeah,
I didn't notice.
They did.
I didn't notice.
Oh, wait. Okay,
Hold on.
I think your whole thesis is starting to unravel here.
How close together did you play 2 and 3?
I played. Let's see.
Because I
played 1 and 2 together, and I'm trying to think how. Because I knew 3 was coming out, and then I played 1 and 2 like back to back.
I finished.
So I want to say maybe half a year before.
Yeah, half a year. I finished 2 playthroughs of 2, 3 weeks before it came out. You
Okay, it
could
wasn't
tell
that
if you
close.
go back and watch a cutscene and then watch a cutscene from 3. You can tell his speech patterns are different. The way he speaks is different, right? But within a couple hours of playing that game, just because of I don't know, the emotion, the commitment to that character, though, I was completely reinvested in him.
Okay.
And I was just wondering if that's something that you got or not.
No, not from the performance.
Yeah.
Not from. I mean, from
That's too bad.
From the
That's too bad.
from the narrative, from the story, I was totally invested. From the performance, no, not at all. I have to be totally honest. I don't think it could have been anyone. Like, it was like. All I could think, like, yeah, it was Kiefer Sutherland, and I kept thinking that, but it was like, the thing that I kept noticing is that it was just not David Hayter. That's what I noticed. That's what fucked me up. And also, I kind of think they fucked up with hiring Troy Baker as Ocelot. I really do.
Why? Oh, I thought it was great.
Well, we're going to have to talk about that in the spoilery story discussion.
Okay.
We do. Okay. Yeah, Kiefer, man, I want to like you. I do.
I liked him. I think he did a good job. I think maybe he suffered because they didn't give him a lot of dialogue, and maybe if he had more, he would have been able to shine a little.
See, well, obviously I haven't played it, so I can't speak to it, from actual experience. But I mean, look at all the fucking characters that you have in Mass Effect, and Morden had such a small part, but that voice actor was able to completely 100% grab me back, and actually delivered one of the most powerful moments of that entire trilogy for me.
Yeah.
So okay. I mean, but I don't think that ever happened here, because I think the most powerful moments in Metal Gear Solid 5 happen around Big Boss. They don't happen.
Well, I feel like the entire maybe that was just a dialogue or like a choice in the writing.
It could be.
But I feel like this in the entire story, and maybe that's also part of just kind of seeing Snake's like evolution as a character or de-evolution as a character, and just seeing that the kind of his world is kind of unfolding around him, and he's kind of powerless to stop it. So I feel like you're kind of just there through Snake's eyes, and everyone else is telling the story around you. Like, even all of the cutscenes are usually almost always driven by Ocelot or Kaz.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and Big Boss is just kind of there to watch, and I feel like that was probably a story decision.
Interesting.
It is. I think it is, and yes.
Do you think so? You think there could be that potentially he could have been told to maybe not play his lines as powerfully as other characters? Interesting.
I do.
As well as having less, especially because, I mean, and we'll talk a little bit later about how emotional I've already gotten over this game. And the thing is that because I think that, I mean, David Hayter is a very unique voice when he talks, and he has these weird pauses or whatever, and he has this character and whatever. But he has those inflections in his voices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does. Right?
And that's what stands out. But then with Big Boss and this one, I kind of felt like I am Big Boss. This is my family.
Yeah. Well,
these are my soldiers and my hard work. And then I feel like I'm able to be like, I am watching this happen. What do I do about it? More than like watching Snake doing it. I actually felt more like, because there was less dialogue, it was me.
You took ownership of those actions.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean,
that's great.
And a lot of games, the reason that protagonists don't speak is so that you feel like you're filling that role.
Yes.
So
yeah, and I think
he does talk. It's not like he's silent.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying, just based on the performance, like there was nothing about the performance of Kiefer Sutherland that made me
So
ripped me.
you could have put anybody in there
exactly
and would have got the same effect out of it. That's too bad.
It really is too bad.
I don't think you could have put anyone. I think at least Snake has always had, like a
well, obviously not anyone. You couldn't have put fucking Betty White in there.
Yeah,
you got the same response out
I
of it.
think that he had a similar enough vocal tone to David Hayter that it worked. It didn't jump out at me as being. It wasn't. This isn't Snake's voice. It worked.
He didn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Snake didn't open his mouth, and he didn't. Richard Simmons didn't pop out. So they did their due diligence in finding someone that sounded like David Hayter. That's true. But I mean, again, it could have been anyone. It wasn't even remarkable for Kiefer. It could have been anyone, not David Hayter, and I just would have noticed that it just wasn't David Hayter. There wasn't anything about that performance that made me go, oh man, this really flipped my opinion of Kiefer Sutherland,
That's true.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to keep drawing parallels, but
no, it's fine.
No,
you don't have the context. It's
right.
fine.
No, that's good.
Do the thing.
Mark Mir as Broshep. He did a great job. That's fine.
Right.
Right. But fucking Jennifer Hale, holy shit. she fucking blows that out of the water.
And oh, come on. And these fucking video game companies want to sit here and tell us that video game voice actors' performance don't matter.
Fucking matters.
Look at how many people played. Look at how many people prefer FemShep. Look at how many people.
Oh my god, she's such a badass.
I think that's cool about Mass Effect also is that it's not like Mark Mir didn't do a great job, but it's that his version of Shepard has a different feel to it. He's much more like he feels more like a soldier with honor, a little bit. And where Jennifer Hale's a little bit more emotional, you see a little bit more human side, kind of. So even though they're the same character, they have a little bit different personalities just based on the voice actor. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree. And so I mean, again, going back to the first story that we talked about at the top of the news segment, performance matters, man. Performance absolutely matters, and we should be taking the video game the voice actor strike. We should be taking that really, really seriously. Yeah. So, okay. I mean, Kiefer didn't really add anything. Other characters I thought were pretty good. There was no one that stood out as like schmaltzy or bad. I saw somebody in the chat kind of going at Sonny a little bit, that Sonny was really terrible from MGS4. I totally agree. I was not a fan of Sonny, but there was no characters that really like stuck out like that as like a thorn in my side in MGS5. Nika?
No, nobody.
Yeah, no, everyone was really appropriate.
Sonny had like a weird, but Sonny was supposed to be really strange anyway.
But she felt shoehorned in.
Yeah, I mean, she had like kind of a weird squeaky voice, didn't she?
I don't remember.
I don't remember exactly, but yeah, I remember her voice being a little weird. But
not even her voice, her character.
Well, I feel like she was supposed to. Not maybe autistic, but she was supposed to have some kind of weird like brain. She's quirky, like she had like something going on.
Yeah, but again, her inclusion in the storyline as like, hey, Snake and Otacon are hanging out a bunch now, and they've got this kid that they're taking care of. Like, it's weird. Like, what?
No.
Like, I get it. Like, they rescue Sonny from the Patriots, and then like they keep her. Like,
hey,
wait, what?
Hey, some people have two mommies and some people have two daddies. They're still a family.
Okay, all right.
It's really funny.
You don't have to get all PC. We don't have to get all PC. You don't have to get all SJW. I mean, it's all right. I get it. It's cool. I'm not judging. It's just in the narrative structure, it felt weird. But there were no characters in MGS5 that were like that.
That's cool.
None.
That's always good too. Word of warning to everybody: don't play games with Christoph, because if there's a character that doesn't feel right to him, he's gonna let you know every fucking chance he gets. We played Borderlands for 5 hours, and every time Claptrap opens his mouth, I want to fucking kill that robot.
Well, it's Claptrap. It's annoying.
Now you know how we feel with you around.
Yes.
Except I'm lovable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really. All right. So,
although I do think that could be partially because there wasn't as many cinematic scenes, so there was less characters, even because like there was no bosses character type people. There was no. I mean, there was like the main villain and there was the main characters around you, but otherwise it was just random soldiers that probably had like the same 6 voice actors.
Well, and not only that, but I mean, like, Kojima has always been. Whenever he does a new entry in the Metal Gear series, it's like he has to come up with a whole bunch of new characters and stuff like that. It seemed like MGS5 really was rooted in like him telling the origin stories of a lot of the different characters spread throughout the different games,
which is always immensely cool. It's not just in video games, just any kind of medium.
Not just cool, but so difficult.
Be one of the last, if not the last, Metal Gear that he made.
Right.
So I think he made that choice on purpose. I'm sure. Right. And introducing a ton of new characters now would be like, well, now we'll never know about them.
But like he's been saying that though. He's been saying that though since Metal Gear Solid 3. Like he said, he's been done making this series since Metal Gear Solid 3, and yet he's come back with 4 and Peace Walker, right? Like, so every time he comes back to it, he keeps introducing new characters, even in the Big Boss saga, right? Like, he's in the Big Boss saga in Peace Walker, and he's selling the game, like he's promoting the game as this is the final link in the story that shows you how Big Boss comes to establish Outer Heaven. At least that's what the promotion said leading up to the release of the game, right? Like, that's what he's setting up. And then you get a bunch of fucking characters like fucking Paz and Chico and Cecile and Strangelove. Like Strangelove, yes, they did tie that to the actual overall overarching story. But like these three like weird characters, and you're like, are these supposed to be people that we end up killing in Outer Heaven? Like, what the fuck is going on here? And you know, they ended up like he gave resolution to those characters, so it was like it finally felt like he wasn't throwing a ton of characters that he was going to resolve their plot lines later. You know what I mean?
It didn't get to Game of Thrones level, did it?
No.
Although, those characters all had resolutions.
They did
within that game or within even Ground Zero.
Yeah. Well, yes. I guess you're right. In Ground Zeroes, they did. They totally resolved those two characters. But they, you know, I think Quiet was the only one that doesn't have like an established place in the. You know, like we don't know what happens to Quiet after MGS5. Like it's kind of
like where does she go?
Yeah, like it's not like, you know, she becomes a part of Outer Heaven. You know what I mean? Like they resolve that character's plot line in the game. And so that's not left as like, oh, who is she?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so they're not introducing a whole bunch of characters. Like, I remember going to Metal Gear forums way back in, you know, when
forums
when Peace Walker was like out and after people had played it, and there's like all of these like speculation that like Chico ends up becoming Running Man from Metal Gear 1, and it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? These are ridiculous.
They were trying to tie everything into the overarching.
Exactly, and Kojima actually did a very, very, very good job at tying a lot of those loose threads, and I think that actually kind of parlays into
the spoilers.
The spoiler section.
It's time for Metal Gear spoilers.
You don't want spoilers.
Okay,
do it in your Metal Gear voice.
Yes, yeah.
Nika, do your Metal Gear. Try a Metal Gear voice.
Oh, that was a good one.
Was it?
Cool. Wasn't bad.
Nice.
That one sentence was good.
I've never even played it before.
You're pretty good.
I'll just hum.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't get that reference.
No, you wouldn't. Because you haven't played it. All right. So if you are currently playing through Metal Gear Solid 5 right now, and you don't want plot points to be spoiled, we're going to be talking about the internal plot pretty much up to a point of Metal Gear Solid 5, but we're also going to be talking about the overall narrative, the overall plot arc of this 25-year game series.
Yeah. So tune out, turn off, proceed at your own expense.
Yes.
Come back and listen when you finish.
Please do.
Yeah.
Go fuck off.
No.
And then you can message me any time
Chris,
of the day. I would love to talk
You took it a little far right there. We were doing good, and you took it a little far.
Yeah.
Go fuck off?
Don't fuck off.
Don't fuck off.
Go fuck off?
No.
Just take 10.
You have no sense of proportion. It's either
let's just see how much proportion your salt shaker has later on in the show, Nate. Okay.
Look, Chris is a child of the internet. He has two settings: doesn't give a fuck and fuck off.
Wait, isn't those the only two settings that I have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that the only two settings that everyone has?
Yeah. Okay.
I guess.
Except for Nika. Nika just has that first setting.
Yeah.
All right.
Nika has kittens and pouting.
I have cute little kitty setting.
All right. Have we made it clear? I think
Spoiler time.
Spoilers. And if you are still here,
are we going to talk about spoilers right now?
We've lost one person.
Everyone's worrying we're going to be talking about mission 46.
No, we're not. We're not talking about 46. We're not talking about 46, guys.
I'm only on like 43.
We're going to hold that back. We understand that not everyone has completed the game, including not everyone in this room. We're not going to be talking about 46.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the story in terms of the things we liked and disliked, which includes some spoilers, but we're not going to follow the story and spoil everything.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about this story because there's so much to talk about, especially to where all this stuff fits in the overall story of Metal Gear Solid. Nika...
Big Boss is a clone.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You spoiled it.
Christoph can't play it now.
Hilarious.
Well, now I know the thing.
You're hilarious. All right, so let's talk about some specific scenes in this game. God damn it, there was so much.
It's hard to pick a scene.
Where are you gonna start, guys?
I have to start with the quiet fan service scenes. Oh my God, those were so absolutely unnecessary and ridiculous.
Are we talking about the titties now?
Yeah, the titties.
Okay.
Titties.
Oh, my
What
God.
was this bullshit reason for? Like, is she just like practically naked, or?
Yeah,
or?
she's basically practically naked. And what Kojima had kind of said in the lead up to, in the press leading up to this, because when her costume was revealed, he got a fuckload of flack for it. I mean, feminists came out, fucking just like all the SJWs came out and were just like, oh my God, that's so, what the fuck? And especially because he was like, it was connected to a comment where he was like, I just kind of want to see people cosplay it. And it's just like, really? You fucking perv.
Probably was not doing himself any favors on that one.
No, not at all. But the thing is that the thing that he said in his defense of that was, quote, you will be ashamed of your words and deeds when you find the truth out about Quiet.
What?
Oh, yeah, I've seen this
is
before.
there more
That's
in the
not
last?
that bad.
No, okay, but
No.
is there more in the ending that tells more about her backstory at all?
Nope.
That I haven't gotten to yet? No? Okay, then he exaggerated a little bit then.
Nope. Yep. No. The reason
I wanna
why.
see this cosplayed too.
The reason why, in terms of the game narrative, is because she breathes through her skin. She's photosynthetic.
But the thing is there's two other characters who are photosynthetic. The end in MGS3 is photosynthetic, and he wore clothes. So
Yes.
I think, okay, the thing is that Quiet, okay, major spoilers, anyway, is at the very beginning when you're in the hospital, she comes in to assassinate you.
Yes.
That is her, and she burns up and falls out the window, and every part of her is burned. So she has somehow become this experiment to save her life, where she no longer actually breathed because her lungs were singed to a crisp.
Yes.
So maybe that's what he's talking about, is that you feel bad for her because she was burned, but she was trying to kill you in the first place. So
Yeah.
I don't feel that bad. So, I mean, when she was brought back, so yeah, she breathes through her skin and she drinks through her skin and she doesn't sweat.
Yep.
So like every time it rains, or like I noticed in the first mission when you like find her, and I was trying to trank kill her at first, which is the horrible idea.
Yeah, don't do that.
But because the fights were so long, I would follow her around and she'd go into the middle of the pool and she'd stand there and it would sparkle and she'd absorb all the water. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Guys, I can't stop looking.
Yeah,
I keep looking through more pictures, just like,
oh, you're doing it too?
Yeah, I was. I'm like, this really is like, based on what we've been hearing, I was expecting it to be way worse than it actually is.
Chris, come look. You want to see? Oh, are you looking too?
I'll look. Okay, I got my phone.
Is like the outfit for me doesn't detract from her character. It's because she's such a quiet character. It's not like she's really weird, and like when you're on the ship, if you just sit there and watch her, she'll just come up and stare at you.
Yeah.
And, like look at you, and then she'll like stick her butt in your face. It's really funny.
Yeah,
actually.
she shoves. Yeah, but I mean, it's just like
I feel like the only part of it that I'd be really like really about is like the whole like the top. I was just tied there. Like those things would bounce.
I can't. No. Like, don't get me wrong.
Do but there's real bathing suits that exist in real life like that.
But you don't run around doing fucking missions in there, do you?
Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I can't wait to see Quiet cosplays.
I've already
excited.
seen some.
I'm excited for that. That's great. That's
Hey,
fantastic.
guys.
I don't mind on a personal level. I don't mind it, but I understand why some people were upset by it.
How much do you guys want to pay me to not cosplay as Quiet?
Oh God! Oh, that mental image. Oh.
Capitalism at its finest. That's extortion. That's what that is. That's extortion at its
I
finest.
see it when I close my eyes too.
Oh, God.
But now you have gonorrhea.
Suddenly that image of me and him tag teaming Kate Upton ain't so bad, is it?
God. Oh no.
No, that's still bad.
Okay, but to be fair, like you never really see her anyway. She has like super powered speed, so she just dashes around and she's always sniping, so she's at a distance.
Her character's awesome. I mean, she's literally silent.
Yes, she doesn't talk. And later in the game, you can research her XOF outfit anyway and just put her in that.
Yeah.
So
but why would you?
Why? Yeah, no, that's actually a better
I
question.
changed it just for fun, just to change it up. But I don't mind her other outfit. Like people who are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're putting."
But he got so. He got so into showing it off, like it was like he was sort of rubbing it in people's faces, going, nah, you can't do anything about it now. It's a made game. I mean, good on him for that. I mean, if he was trying to be like have a big middle finger to all of the backlash that he got from it, that would be I'd be okay with that. I would be surprisingly okay with that.
You can also drench her in blood, which is really creepy. And I never did it.
Creepy, yeah.
Like she's wearing her like bikini outfit, and then you can put blood, which literally is just head to toe covered in blood, not like tasteful. It's like whoosh. And I mean,
tasteful blood.
And you could you know, like okay,
what's tasteful blood?
Okay,
Mika?
if you're gonna draw a character like art, I'm thinking like tasteful artsy, right? If you're gonna draw a character and they're gonna be splattered with blood, you know, it's gonna be like a little here, a little there. No, she's like literally like she stood out in a rain full of blood and like covered.
Are we talking like blood orgy at the beginning of Blade covered in blood?
Yeah, kind of like that. I mean, yeah.
But you can also make her like solid gold or solid silver, which makes no sense. But
it doesn't. It really doesn't.
It's just for fun. But that's cool. It's for fun.
And you can visit her in the base, and she'll every once in a while she'll take a shower and do stripper moves. And
why am I not playing this game?
Yeah. Ugh, man. I mean, it just gets so
right, 'cause I can just
over
go
the
to a
top.
porn site.
It just gets so over the top at some point. I was like,
I feel like this would bother like you and Nika more than the rest of us who like aren't super invested in the Metal Gear series.
No, well,
where
but
we
the
see
thing
this
is,
happen, like be like, sweet.
Kojima's always done this. Like even going back to fucking
Meryl and MGS1, wasn't there some?
you see her without her pants. That was a big deal back then.
You can peep on her from the ventilation system. Yeah,
I did not know
This
that.
Kojima guy's like a perv.
Yeah. Well, that thread has always ran through the games, and that's fine. It's fine. I accept it. It's just it got very. I don't know. It just got.
It doesn't bother me as long as it's not the focal point of the story, which it wasn't.
It wasn't.
And it also wasn't the focal point of her character. So,
but it also served. I don't know. But it also served no purpose for her character
I don't know
either.
Why did they have to be half naked?
When they did it with Eva wanted to fuck Snake's brains out.
Okay, but
Like there was a story reason for that.
She was a spy also.
Right.
So she like used it to seduce people into like having her sex and things like that.
And that made more sense to me.
It did make sense.
Yeah.
She was trying to seduce people on purpose for her job.
It was a little bit, at least, I don't know. I thought MGS3 was like where they had it the most tasteful. Like it was still there, but it was the most tasteful.
It made sense. You're right. I mean, she could easily have been photosynthetic without the skin breathing thing that was clearly for fan service. However, I don't know if you got this scene because apparently my husband never got it, but I thought the scene where you come back to Mother Base and it's raining, did you get this one? And Quiet jumps off the helicopter and she rolls around in the water on the ground.
Yes, I got that one. That was so...
It was weird at first, but then oh my gosh,
then
so
Nika
cute.
liked it.
No, and then she's like rolling around in the rain. She's really enjoying it because she she's probably like
absorbing it. She's drinking. She's drinking
water. She drinks it. It feels really awesome, really good. And then Snake comes down and she starts being really cute and starts like kicking water at him.
Oh, it's so weird.
It's so adorable because you never see any personality from Quiet because she can't talk.
You also don't see personality from Big Boss. It's so out of character for both of them. It's so weird.
No, because then you actually heard Quiet laugh. And
so
you're
weird.
like, oh my gosh, she can laugh. It's so adorable. Keep going. And then they stopped, and I was like, I want more of that.
Oh
please.
no!
Apparently, there's a video where someone swaps out Quiet for Ocelot in that scene.
Yeah, that is really funny. It is very funny. Yeah, it is very funny. I have seen that. It is too funny. I would love to play that on the show, but I don't think we can get away with it.
No. But I just thought it was a little bit of like, it kind of shows that when I'm looking at it from a, I don't know, like a war perspective, they're at this huge critical point in history and they're exhausted. They come back to base and it's raining and they have just a little moment of fun before they have to get back.
Yeah, it's a little human moment. I'll grant them that.
I was going to say, it's not like something like that is necessarily completely out of character.
Yeah,
because,
you're right.
I mean,
you're right.
Books, movies, TV shows, real life, there's always that point when someone does something that's so not them. But if you were to, realize what actually goes into someone to get them to that point, like that is human.
Yeah.
That is part of them.
No,
And
you're
that
right.
actually sounds
I
like
feel
a really
Big Boss
cool...
never would have done that if she wasn't doing it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like he just saw her having a little bit of fun and he's like, okay, I'll play along.
Okay, it is weird. I didn't realize that you were saying that Big Boss does it too.
Yeah.
That does seem weird.
Yeah.
But what you've
takes
told
his
me...
foot and steps on the water and like splashes it
I
at
was
her.
gonna say, what you've told me of her character so far, and just some of the other weird stuff she does, like comes up, sad stare, smile, sticks ass, and just all these weird little things.
stares at
right?
you, yeah.
It kind of, in a way, fits into what I've heard of her character so far, and does seem like it would be really cool. But Big Boss doing it, yeah, that's fucking weird.
I like listening to this because the extent of my knowledge of the story for a Metal Gear Solid is Ego Raptor's animated video from years ago. So you talk about like getting to see Meryl without pants. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right before he sees the guy taking a dump. That's all I know about Metal Gear Solid.
So yeah,
is it true that Big Boss believes in Santa?
Yeah, that is canon.
knew?
That's canon.
Wow.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's one of those Kodak conversations that they have earlier on in the game, and he's all about Santa. It has something to do with the same. I don't know. I have no. I actually don't know.
It's
about
probably a reference to something that we're not getting.
No, it's okay. It's a Kodak conversation that like. Isn't there a Santa? There's a Santa outfit that you can wear, and I think it's 3.
Santa Snake. We
Well, in MGS3, you get a lot of different weird outfits.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think it's how you get that. Like you have to listen to that Kodak conversation.
So I don't think I ever got that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not 100%er. I'm definitely not. I love this game for the story. Fuck you. I love this game for the story. I love this game, for its gameplay. But I'm not. There's nothing. Really, nothing. I'm not 100%er on anything. So, yeah.
Except LBR.
Funny. This isn't even LBR, you dumbass.
Hey, you know what? I've already fucked it up.
I know.
I'm going all the way to 11.
Yeah. All right. So here's the thing, though, Nika, and I know that that you said your husband took kind of issue with the skulls earlier on.
Can we explain what the skulls are?
The skulls, yeah, they're like so.
I'm still not entirely sure why they exist exactly.
Because you kind of made an allusion to like they replaced boss battles with the skulls.
Yeah.
It's the skulls are like they're like altered people where they're kind of like, I don't know if you know what the main bad guy skull face looks like. He's basically has like a skull of skin that's kind of like rotting away or whatever. And so the skulls are kind of like, whenever you see their faces, they kind of have like gray, really pale, really like stuck flesh to their skin, and they look kind of like they're rotting away, but then they get all this armor and they're covered up, and they're kind of, they like walk like zombies,
and you have to battle them.
You battle them.
So is the letdown that you had that there were just 4 of essentially the same thing instead of a unique boss?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's basically like any of the
That
fights
does
where
really
you
suck.
I mean, like the first.
Especially
time you see
compared to
them,
how
you,
good they are at doing it.
Like there's like, I think there's only like 3 major skull fights. I think the first time you see them, you're trying to get this big weapon out of this like secret cave, and you go in there, and then all of a sudden here they are, and you're really you can kill them, but you don't have to. You just kind of run from them.
Right.
The next time you're like trying to extract this truck full of materials, and then they just kind of appear as guards for this. And then if you want to fight them, you can. The only time you actually have to kill them is like way later in the game when I don't even remember. You're trying to extract. Is it Code Talker? Yeah. And then they're there, and you actually have to fight them that time. So that's the only time that it's like a real boss battle, and I actually had a ton of fun with that one. But I don't know. They were just like the same. I don't even work with the same guys. It was like there's just a whole unlimited array of people who are just skulls, and they show up as guards every time you try to
because so you can sneak past them. You can sneak past the sniper skulls when you're extracting.
Yeah, I like totally. Those were so out of nowhere. Like the sniper skulls are all female,
and they're totally avoidable.
Yep, they show up at this cutscene. They're like really epic, and they're all lined up. And then I just dropped down into the water and walk, and I never saw them.
Yep, nope, never once. They were not even an issue. Barely felt like a boss fight. Really, I feel like the only boss fight that you get out of there is fucking Quiet, and it's just a repeat of the end.
Boss fight, and then there's just the final skulls fight where you do have to kill them. Otherwise, there's
the one where you've got Code Talker, the chopper crashes.
Yeah, the chopper crash. Code Talker's there, and I actually really enjoyed that boss fight.
I got frustrated with it. That was a hard for me.
I did too. It was hard.
Yeah,
but I thought it was
big
fun.
challenge. But it was fun. You're right. Fun. No, that was great. It was great. It was a good boss encounter. It didn't, especially because Metal Gear is so good at boss encounters. They're so good at boss encounters. I mean, because I had Quiet. Like Quiet was back, and she was taking out all the little guys. Like they also take regular soldiers, and they'll kind of infest them with their zombiness, and they'll like start walking around. So Quiet took out all those guys. Well, I would kind of kite some of the skulls around the back, and then I would like shoot a missile at them. They'd fall back, and I'd like kite around a little bit, shoot a missile. I mean, I don't know. It was fun. And then they had like the big.
You can take the tank out of the game, but you can't take the game out of the tank.
Nah, you're funny. But the thing about the skulls that I liked is that it does explain how Big Boss has access to this crazy military technology that he apparently uses on some of the people in Outer Heaven in Metal Gear 1. You know, like the original Metal Gear. Some of those boss battles are like, it's so like the like Running Man or fucking, I know that's from 2, but like what is his name? Coward Duck from the first Metal Gear.
Way.
You know, like there's some weird stuff in there that, you know, like when you take into consideration that he had fought against the skulls, it just like and that he would take that technology into his own organization and start using it for himself, that makes sense. But I had to make that own connection.
You have to make those connections because they do say, oh, you've killed these skulls. You can now research this parasite suit where if you extract them, bring them back to base, we can use their technology. And so you kind of make those connections.
That's really cool. I always like that in any kind of show, movie, book, game, whatever, when they even if it's just something tiny, reference things that you know are going to happen or have happened. That's always just really, really cool and really helps build the universe.
Yeah, totally.
There was the Sahelanthropus fight. We didn't forget that one.
Yeah, it's a
boss fight. You have to kill it.
It is. Well, it's like it's the biggest fight in the game. It felt like every other Metal Gear battle ever. There was it felt like there wasn't anything.
It was too easy.
There wasn't anything unique to it. Like, what was different about that fight than your fight against Peace Walker in Peace Walker? Nothing. You're just firing rockets at the fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know, like at least in Metal Gear, like in the first Metal Gear Solid, you had to take out the radar dish so that he couldn't see you anymore to have a shot at taking out Metal Gear Rex. You know, like in 2, it was an endless wave of Metal Gears.
I remember that
you couldn't, and it was just like, oh my god, there are this many. Like in 4, like you had Metal Gear versus Metal Gear. You were in Rex, fucking Liquid Ocelots in Ray, and you're battling it out.
Metal Gearception.
It's fucking excellent, and there was just none of that here. I mean, it was the same fucking fight as Peace Walker. I was so...
My husband seems to disagree, though. He's over here telling me it was an amazing fight.
I don't.
He's like over here shaking his head like, what are you guys talking about? That was an amazing fight.
No. Well, it's not to say that it wasn't amazing. He's just saying that there was nothing new or different about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure visually it was still epic, right?
It was good. Yeah.
Visually it was awesome, and it had that... I mean, I thought it was kind of cheap that, they just automatically summoned supplies for you every time you ran out.
Yes, that too.
Okay. I think it'd be a little bit cooler if I'd have to hide and summon them myself.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Right? And then, I don't know. I feel like I had a little bit of strategy in terms of, where I tried to kite him and, which things I hid behind. But I don't know. And there was one time where, when, the little floating kid pops out and you have to shoot him, and I didn't realize that. So the first time I was just staring at him like, what am I supposed to do? And then I just got killed.
Yeah.
And then the second time I shot my missile at him, but I was too close and
it killed you? Yeah, I did that too.
It actually didn't kill me. It put me into critical, but it didn't kill me.
Oh, mine killed me straight
It only took me 2 tries to kill him, so that's why I feel like it was kind of easy.
Yeah.
I feel like for a big boss fight like that, it should have taken me a lot longer. It took me longer on regular missions than it took me for that. So.
I feel like I struggled more on that Skulls mission extracting Code Talker than I did on the final Sahelanthropus.
I spent so much time on the Skulls mission where you just have to extract the truck.
That was oh my god, that was a pain.
Because I tried coming from all different angles, and the skulls would appear before I could get to a certain point, and there was a big tank that would shoot at you. That was hard.
Totally. All right, so let's talk about some of the characters here. The man on fire. I think that he was one
Johnny
of the
Storm.
He was one of the more. Shut the fuck up.
This was an interesting choice story-wise. I feel like
it was.
Do you even read X-Men?
It was. No, of course I fucking don't. It was a great. I think it was well, I'm not gonna say great, but I think it was an interesting choice.
It was a definitely interesting choice.
Yes.
So for those of you who have no idea, at the very, very beginning of the game, you wake up in this hospital because after Ground Zero's Big Boss gets hit and goes into.
If you've seen any of the trailers, any of the media,
he wakes up in a hospital in every trailer you see.
Yeah.
And inside, you discover you're in some weird hospital with a bunch of fucked up experiments inside for some reason. And there's a floating child with a gas mask, and there's this big man who's just burning and shooting things at you, and you have to escape from. And you have to fight him too, but I guess you can. There's a lot of different ways to kill him, but so that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay. You know what? You're right. I totally.
You do have to fight him too. But
totally forgot about that, and I would qualify that as a boss fight. Absolutely.
And that fight was cool because there were 8 or 10, 20 different ways to win that fight.
I'm gonna. You know what? I legitimately feel bad. Yeah, that was a great fight. I totally overlooked that. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
You literally right at the start of the game.
No. It's not no.
He pops up throughout the story. Every time you get to this big thing, he pops up and you have to run away from him. And eventually, you do have to fight him.
Yes. Gotcha.
So, what did you think about his reveal? Who he actually? Because it was there was this big tons of speculation about this before the game.
My husband figured it out from the start. He's like, His body shape is the same. His height is the same.
But
boots on.
Right.
That it's Volgin who is the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3.
But everyone knew that, but nobody knew. Like, everyone was like, is it a vision? Is it a hallucination? Is that an actual thing? Like, is it?
You know, it was like on drugs.
I was gonna say the way that you're describing it with it being a weird like hospital. I'm like, are they doing experiments on? Like, yeah, what the fuck is this?
You don't know at the beginning. Like, you think that everything is.
You still don't know.
Yes, yeah. Actually,
yeah, I do. She says.
You know, it all could be. No, you know, I would say it all could be a hallucination. However, you do know for sure that other people like see him too. I guess.
Yeah.
So,
no. Because. Oh wait.
Well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I want to go with this conversation.
Yeah. I'm gonna. We'll pull the plug on that one. But
okay.
I'm just gonna say. Interesting to go back and tie it into definitively. You know, like bring a character like that back. You know, as big and fucking
he was
bold.
the boss of MGS3. Like he was the one that like everyone was afraid of. He was the big tough like army guy who did I mean, he was the villain. And he was scary. And they took his corpse and they reanimated him for, you know, the purpose of being a dead corpse weapon on fire.
Yes. Yeah. It's weird. It's
an interesting choice. I'm not sure why they chose to do that. I don't, especially because his story was wrapped up, so I'm not really sure why.
That was the thing for me, is that I felt that his story was totally complete in 3.
I feel like maybe it's just shock value, or maybe it's just more of the whole. Or if I look at it from Big Boss's point of view, if he's kind of devolving into the enemy he becomes in the Metal Gear games, if he's seeing like, well, fuck, you know, I killed this guy, he's out of his misery, that we have this, you know, but he can still be used as a weapon. It's as if there's a lot of maybe like, what the fuck's going on?
See, I don't know.
Feel behind it, maybe like Big Boss is just kind of realizing that all the shit that could happen in the world is like.
I don't know. I think that would imply that Big Boss would feel a degree of guilt for killing Volgin, and I don't.
No, I don't think so necessarily. I think it's more like him having uncertainty about the future, like what could happen to my men, what could happen to me, what could happen to the boss.
I don't know.
You know, I don't know. So
I don't know.
Especially after the whole Peace Walker thing, I don't know.
I don't know. Gas Mask Child, obviously, dude. There's been so many fucking.
It's obviously.
It was always Mantis. We always knew that.
Like, who else would it be?
Yeah.
Like Psycho Mantis as a child, which we still don't know, like why he was in that hospital, if he was an experiment, why he has these powers, like why he has telekinesis, why does he fly? We don't know. We never find that out.
That's true. That's true.
And you never will.
Okay. So let's talk about the thing that I think Kojima was ready for everyone to react about. The big thing that I think that he was like ready for the backlash on was the inclusion of child soldiers in MGS5. It's a very serious thing, very serious topic.
I thought it was done very well, though.
You think?
I do, because if a child ever dies, you lose the mission.
It's game over. Yeah.
You don't have to extract them. I did the mission where there's like 20 soldiers. I'm like, I can't leave any of them here. I have to save them all. I felt too bad. So you can do that. But even if you don't choose to save and extract them, if one of them dies, it's game over. And I thought that was very well done.
I don't know. I thought that was a little bit of a cop-out.
Why?
Because showing kids dying in a game is so fucking taboo, and Kojima was like, we're going straight after the taboos. And when I saw kids in the trailer, I was like, fuck, he's gonna kill kids. That's sort of what he sets you up to think.
Well, there were kids that died.
Hold on. What do you actually see them, or is it just like an implied thing?
No, you
if
say
they die.
There are. You see, there is a kid who's like the leader of the kids that you save. There's 5 kids in a cage. You save them, and they're like, oh, well, our
he's
leader.
He's supposed to be older. I think that's how he would have tried to get away with it. Like that character is supposed.
He's not older than 12.
Yeah, he's older than 12.
He looked like 12, 13. Like, there's no way. I mean, he was the leader of the child soldiers.
Yeah, you're talking about the one that happens in like the hospital tent just before the main firefight.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
That's that's not killing a kid. He was infected with the thing. He was infected with.
But the whole point of it is you go in with the mentality of I'm going to save this child. There's one more child who is the best friends of these. He is there. We are going to go save him. You go in, like, I swear to God, like this mission was the biggest like turning point for me, because I'm going in. I'm like, okay, there's one more kid. I'm gonna like go in here and I'm gonna find him. He's gonna be like in this cage. I'm gonna pull him out. I get there and all of a sudden you walk into this building and it's like blood.
Yeah, it's such a fucked up presentation.
There's like weird sounds coming everywhere. You're like, what the fuck? And you see like dead people everywhere. You see people like half dead on like stretchers. And then you see the kid and he's like, I mean, he's infected. You don't know what's going on at this point because you haven't learned that yet. Yeah. And I'm just like, fuck, I wanted to save this kid. And I mean, I'm going to have to go back to these other children and tell them that I couldn't save their friend. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Brave decision. Although, I mean, you know, again,
explodes and he dies. Like the kid dies.
But I still think that that like, you know, just a game over when you kill a kid. It's kind of a little bit of a. I understand why they did it because it's so taboo. I mean, even look at Skyrim. Skyrim, it's not even an option. You can't like. There's like not even if you wanted to, can you kill a kid in that game? It's really, really taboo subject material.
And to be honest,
I feel like. Okay, I see what you're saying. It's a cop out, but like I feel like Big Boss should not have the option to kill children. Like if you could honestly go in there and shoot,
it's not even.
That would be horrible.
It's not even that Big Boss. I'm not a monster. I'm not sitting here saying that like I'm disappointed that Big Boss didn't kill kids. I mean, come on, I'm not a fucking asshole. What I'm saying is that like the fact that there was little to no like children almost got a protected status in this game. Whereas, you know,
that's
if you're
not true in real life.
And if you're gonna, I mean, if you're really gonna talk about child soldiers, like child soldiers don't get a protected status. If you're really gonna go after that subject and really go after it hard, then I think like make it. I get it why the player can't kill it, but like, you know, like there's just they didn't do anything with it. It's just Metal Gear that has the presence of children.
I understand exactly where you're coming from. You know, you said that this is a very serious and a very real subject, right? And I think that when stuff like this, I think stuff like this should absolutely 100% be included in video games.
Be an option.
This shit isn't for kids anymore. You know, if we want these things, this entertainment to be to seriously be taken as art. And to deliver the messages that we know they can, you're right. It shouldn't be off. And while I agree with why they made the decision to where if he dies, if they die, it's a game over.
I get it too.
At the same time, they could really, really make a stance and really push like some real fucking, you know, agendas with this type of stuff. Really make them see. The first thing that comes to mind is, do you guys remember in the Call of Duty, the airport scene, right?
Yeah.
That fucking, that moved a lot of people. But guess what? That shit fucking happens.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be able to just close your eyes and act like it doesn't.
Now let's.
I mean, I guess they could have made it so like maybe if you shoot a child, you'll fail the mission. But like if a child like falls down on something or someone else kills them,
someone in chat, I am Lady Chaos says it would create too much controversy, and it fucking should.
It should.
Absolutely.
That's the point.
There's a they're making The Killing Joke into an actual animated show now, right? Yep. There was that huge fucking controversy over the picture in Batgirl.
Yeah.
Right? And like, oh no, they can't do that. It's gonna blah blah blah. Yeah, you're right. It's gonna upset people. It's gonna offend people. It's gonna make people sick, and it fucking should.
Sometimes
because it's goddamn terrible and it's fucking horrible.
Yeah. Newsflash: the Joker's a bad dude.
Yeah.
He does bad things to people.
So yeah, you know what? Put this shit in my game. Make me physically sick because this is stuff that people should know about, and this is stuff people should care about, and stuff that people should be taking a stand towards.
Absolutely.
And this is how you do that.
Yeah. No, totally.
It is interesting, too, because, I mean, you see Big Boss and Ocelot and everyone is very much like, these are children. We can't let them fight. We must save them. And, but
we have to teach them. We have to take them to school, Nika.
Yeah, but the thing is that by Metal Gear 1, Big Boss trains child soldiers.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but in Peace Walker, Chico is a child. And Chico is part of this military organization, goes out into the field.
Someone mentioned that Raiden is implied to be a child soldier.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing, is that the theme of child soldiers has been huge throughout the Metal Gear series ever since Metal Gear 2. And now, like, this is his swan song, and he wants to say some really, really kind of, like, edgy shit.
That's really disappointing that they didn't.
He had the opportunity to, and I feel like the opportunity was wasted.
Wow.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Haven't even played it, and I actually feel let down because of that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Chico died in Ground Zero.
You're right. Yep, Chico did
He
die.
died, and
Absolutely.
how old is Paz supposed to be? Like 16, 15?
No, she's supposed over 21. She's over 21.
No way.
No,
her body is very pre-puberty. Like, like just hit puberty.
No, don't just. I don't want to have
She's
to.
supposed to be over 21. Really?
Don't make me explain it, because if I explain it, I'm going to spoil something for you.
Okay, well, don't. Okay,
I'm not.
fine.
I can't. But yes, she's over 21.
You're positive.
I'm 100% positive that she is over 21.
How are you going to spoil something for me? I've done
100%. No, I'm 100%. I'm 100%.
Just listen to him.
Please don't.
Because I've been in situations where people don't think that this little detail will spoil something.
Don't make me do it.
Presented at the right angle, it blows everything up.
Just trust me.
Okay. Olda in the chat saying that Paz is 25. Okay, because I was going to say, with the way they did Ground Zeroes, like putting okay, I know. That they put a bomb inside of her and it like blew up and like almost killed Snake. So I always thought, for some reason, I always thought Paz was supposed to be like 15.
No. Well,
I've seen that cutscene.
Hang on.
I watched you play that cutscene.
Yes, hang on.
Although Ground Zeroes.
Wait, just stop.
Stop, Nika.
Big Boss is supposed to think she's around 16 or 17. Big Boss is supposed to think that. We as the audience, it is revealed that she is far older than 16, 17, and that she is actually over 21. I don't know if 25 is correct, but
my husband said she's 25 also.
Yeah,
so like, wait, so in Peace Walker, when you meet her, she like pretends to be a schoolgirl?
Yeah, she's like 24 or 22 at that point. Yeah.
Okay, I always figured she was in a schoolgirl uniform. She's supposed to be.
No, well, but she's also a Cypher spy. You know that by the end of
People all have ulterior motives, Nika.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Obviously, she was a spy.
I was gonna say, come on, you watch anime, you know that not everyone who puts on a schoolgirl uniform is a schoolgirl.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's fair. But I don't know. For some reason, I never quite made even though she was a spy, I never quite made that connection. I just figured they used a child as a spy.
Yeah.
And she didn't know anything else.
All right. So the last thing I want to get in here and dig in on is Ocelot's characterization, man. I mean, now I had some critical words for Troy Baker's performance earlier, and I have a real problem with Ocelot in this fucking game, man. This doesn't
tell me why.
He doesn't make any... Because he's a nut job. Because the guy's a fucking loon in every Metal Gear game he's ever been in. The guy's unhinged, totally out of his fucking gourd. Like, just he's weird. Like, not like insane, but he's just a quirky, weird dude. He was the guy, when you first meet him, he goes, meow. Like, he's the meowing Gru Colonel. Like, what the fuck? He's a weird guy, even before, like, there's at no point, like, it's sort of implied that, like, okay, Ocelot's kind of normal, and then something happens before Metal Gear Solid when he links up with Liquid, and he, like, you know, like he's putting on a charade. But, like, no, he's a fucking weirdo going back to Metal Gear Solid 3 when we're first introduced to him. And he has none, absolutely none, zero of those fucking quirks in this game. None. The only thing that I actually identifies him as the Ocelot character is he helps one dude learn to shoot from the hip. He basically gives Big Boss's soliloquy from Metal Gear Solid 3 to a trainee on Mother Base. That's it. That's the only indication that that character could have been literally anyone, and it wouldn't have made a fucking difference. That is infuriating to me. I don't understand that character now. What do you think that's a
problem with? Is it the voice actor or is it the writing?
I don't know. That I don't know. Because, I mean, Troy Baker had this very, very straight delivery, and I don't know. I don't think it was, like, if you had...
There's no plot points that could explain it away?
I don't know. I'm struggling. I am so struggling with Ocelot as a character right now to understand his overall motivation from the beginning to the end, because there's this big spot in the middle here where MGS5 takes place, where all of the interesting quirks and weird things that he has as a part of his personality are just gone. They're just They're just totally erased.
I wish I could get my husband to come actually talk on here, but he's being shy. So he frantically wrote down some things for me here.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so he's basically showing the growth of Ocelot as a character. But, I mean, okay, MGS3, I don't think he's really that loony. He's young. He's like, gosh, I mean, I looked at his age the other day. He's very, very
I'm sorry
young.
to interrupt really quick. Just for us non-MGS, what's the actual, like chronological order of the Metal Gears?
Oh, my God. We'll answer this later. I want to let Nika finish her point.
Yeah, okay, if we start, well, 3 is chronologically the first one.
Yes.
That's easy enough to follow.
Yes.
So in 3... Ocelot is young early 20-somethings, and he's the commander of the Ocelot unit, and he's kind of the mentality of like, I am the shit. I can do what I want. And he idolizes Big Boss. So he's kind of like...
But that doesn't happen until the end. He doesn't start idolizing Big Boss until the end of the game.
So at the beginning, he's pretty much just a young kid in command of a unit.
No, at the beginning of the game, he's a triple fucking agent for the Philosophers. From the beginning of that game, he's a triple agent. He's the... Yes!
No, in Metal Gear Solid 1, he is.
No, in Metal Gear Solid 3, he is a triple agent for the fucking Philosophers. He's playing the CIA and the Soviets, and he's got this secret agenda to get at the Philosopher's legacy, which was not set up by anybody. That's like his own motivation. He's set up. He's brought in there by the Philosophers. He's Adam. He's Adam.
Right.
He is Adam. He is Zero's contact on the inside. He is fucking Adam. He's a triple agent right from the start of that game. So all of the weird, where did all the fucking weirdness go out of his character? Like I'm not just saying that this is like,
even
what
though
is that?
Okay, even though he's Adam and even though he's a triple agent, he's still a young, hot-headed kid.
And he's weird. And he's a
mentality that like, I am the best. I am a young kid in command of he's like, even though I'm young, I'm in command of this unit. I'm playing all these people. I'm amazing. And I feel like he kind of has a lot of that, whatever. By MGS5, he's kind of grown up and he's like, I was kind of dumb as a kid, especially when I noticed it in that moment with Quiet when which I don't think is actually true, but she never talks. She kind of looks like she idolizes Big Boss, and he says like, she's fallen in love with the legend just like I did once. Falls in love with the idea of Big Boss.
Right.
And so like by the end of MGS3, Ocelot was kind of like he's like Big Boss is the ideal soldier. I mean, I'm in love with that idea. Whereas and then in MGS1 he was just like crazy spy, and then by MGS2 through 4 he like. It's hard to explain it. Metal Gear plot gets very convoluted. Yeah. But Ocelot like tricks himself into thinking that he's like liquid and like it's really weird.
They actually do give resolution to that, but it's like it's just not.
But it hypnotizes himself into being that way, and he becomes crazy because he's hypnotized himself. But he's not actually crazy. I think by the time if you think about it, like from 5 to 4, like he's gone from like a super rational guy, and he figures out how he wants to extend the boss's ideal and plan, and he has his own agenda and his own way to do it that he thinks is best, and goes about it really weird. But in the end, he's like the smartest of them all, in my opinion. But he just goes about it very strangely. And
but here's my problem with it is that
I just feel like this is at the stage. I think MGS5, him being very rational, shows that this is the stage where he's kind of putting it all together and figuring out what he wants.
It's not just rational, because that is a completely perfect. I accept that. I could accept that on its face. My problem with it is that like it wasn't that like he just had weird quirks, and all of those quirks are just ironed over. You know what I mean? Like anything weird, like just fucking weird and hilarious. You know what I mean? Like
he was waiting all game for him to like this gesture.
Exactly.
He stands out and he goes, "You're pretty good." Just anything, because Ocelot always didose weird, like, he used to purr like an ocelot too, didn't he? Like,
yes, that whole thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He was
right. He lost a lot of those quirks.
He was a weirdo in 3, and you can write that off as him just being, being a kid or cavalier or whatever. But it's just like
in MGS5, he felt like the father of the base.
Yeah.
Like he was like the grandfather everybody looked up to,
and that's fine. And that's fine. That's fine. Like, and there are narrative reasons. It makes like they justified what he was doing in MGS5 in terms of the narrative and where it fits in the overall arc of Metal Gear Solid. That's what I was fine with. But it's just like in your regular interactions with the dude, all of his weird, quirky behaviors were taken out of the character. It's the characterization that I have the problem with, not the actual like plot points. Like the way that they connected it to the story is totally fine, and all of that. It's just like if you look at his characterization before and after Metal Gear Solid 5, it was so much weirder, right? Like it was.
I'm trying to remember exactly what he was like in MGS1. It's hard for me to think back that far.
Yeah.
I just remember Liquid pretending to be Kaz, but Ocelot is like escaping me.
So
Ocelot's the first boss fight. He gets his hand cut off, and then he's just kind of there in the background for the rest of the time. And
this will make an excellent plot device in the sequel.
And he just sort of he slips away. Like that's why he comes back in 2. Is you don't really know kind of what happened to him. He gets his hand cut off, and that's about it. Like that's all you know.
So 3 is where you first meet Ocelot. Like in the timeline, he's weird as fuck, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
where does 5 fall?
5
is before 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he's normal in that, and then in other ones, which is later, he's fucking weird again.
He's weird again.
Then that doesn't make sense to me.
All right,
and I'd be interested to know if that's.
It does. He still doesn't do the weird like meows and quirky things, but he's weird again because he decides to like just pursue his goal by like absorbing the arm of Liquid and like using his mind and brain to like do all these things, and he hypnotizes himself into being a different person.
Does he get weirder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe what it is
he
then.
He has combined himself with another person.
All right.
He has hypnotized himself into being another person.
Again, it's not. But you guys
weird character stuff, right?
But you guys are looking at it from a narrative perspective as like here's a plot reason why he's like this. That's not my problem with it. Like his connection inside the plot. It's just it was weird that they didn't have anything like even just a little.
But here's the thing. Like for me, if that was a choice of the voice actor, then that sucks, right?
No, I think it was the writing.
It was
that
the writing.
was a choice of the writing. Like
I have to pin that on Kojima. Yeah.
In Kojima's head, then, like he as a writer, you have an idea of what goes through all of your characters' heads at any moment.
Sure.
So for me, I guess to make sense with the limited experience that I have, like she said, at first he's young, he's a little immature, he's really cavalier,
cocky,
so it's kind of fucking weird.
Sure.
In MGS 5, okay, he's kind of maybe grown up a little bit, he's a little bit more mellowed out.
Sure.
But then once he fuses with this arm, it's not just about being quirky. Like he's starting to fucking go crazy.
That's when the story goes off the rails too. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess again, I haven't actually played it, so it could be completely different, like experiencing it. But
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was not satisfied by it.
And I think you have every right to be.
Some of the nods to his personality, like even just that gesture once in the game would have made me happy. But that's fan service, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess it does kind of feel like MGS 5. Ocelot feels like he's retired. Like it kind of feels like he's retired and his retirement home is Mother Base.
Yeah.
Right? So I do get that feel. You're right. Like he does the one scene where he teaches someone how to shoot. But I feel like, that was a big part of his character, the whole gun flipping thing. And like there's so much
really
to
quick
it.
from the chat, Unlimited Hazama says, what goes through Ocelot's mind? Gunplay swishy sounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so in Metal Gear Solid 3, right at the start when you meet Ocelot, what does he do again, Nate?
What do you mean?
Like, what's like for the first thing he does?
Well, you beat the shit out of him, and you take his gun. His gun jams when he tries to kill you, and then you take his gun and you tell him. Big Boss explains to him why it's stupid to shoot like that, to shoot his automatic like that.
Chris wants to know if he makes any animal sounds at you.
What's the quirky thing?
The thing. Yeah. What?
Yeah, he wanted.
Don't even worry about it.
He's trying to get the chat to make a GIF image of you doing that.
Dummy.
It's an Ocelot meow because he's the leader of the Ocelot unit.
We didn't play these games. We're keeping ourselves entertained. Keep talking.
Hey, I haven't played these games, and I'm managing to contribute to the discussion.
You're doing well.
Yeah, he's giving some good discussion.
Fuckheads.
Robbie's trying. Callie's just sitting over there fucking bored, fucking off on his phone. What the fuck are you doing?
Reading our emails.
Oh my god.
We have 2 of them.
I'm reading LBR's emails.
Oh, fair enough.
We have a lot of them.
Get the fuck out.
At least I'm trying.
Why are you here? Your segment's done. You can leave.
Really?
I'm kidding.
It's hot in here.
I'm kidding. So all right, let's put an end cap on this. We've been going on at this for a while now. Why is everyone pissed? There's been a big backlash about this.
I don't know. It seems like a great game. It made Nika cry.
Everything's perfect about this game. That's what I've heard from this.
Anything that makes Nika cry is a great game.
I was bawling for like 45 minutes after that mission.
She had to like compose herself before our previous show.
Okay, I'll admit the reason we were late for LBR is because I needed a moment to stop crying.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
There's a mission in there, but that's not the why you were crying. That mission where you're shooting a lot of people.
It was just really emotional.
It was a very emotional scene. Very well done. Again, very well done. And I was going to actually make the point that I can kind of forgive them for all of the child soldier stuff because they didn't pull any punches with the infection scene at Mother Base.
Yeah, I wish that was something. I wish that's something that I wish that's something that I could have experienced without knowing about it.
Yeah,
but
brutal.
That sounds fucking awesome.
long story short, I didn't really explain it much to you guys either. It's like a lot of people on your base get infected with the disease, and the only way to not have it spread is to kill them all.
Is to kill them. Not just have it spread to the rest of your base, but to avoid it spreading to the world.
To the world.
Yeah.
And and the thing is that nobody wants to kill them, but everybody knows you have to.
Yes.
And it's just
except for Huey. Except for fucking Huey, the fucking asshole. Fuck
Damn it, Huey.
Fuck Huey.
The scene where you go into this room and they're all like fighting each other because they're all confused and they stop. I guess I'm gonna start crying again just thinking about it. And they're like, we'll leave it up to the boss to decide. And oh my god, I'm gonna cry. And they all stand up and they all salute you. And they just stand there.
And that's where you get the Peace Walker tape. Oh god, that
and Nico, what happens if
so
you hover
hard.
over them too long?
It
tells you their names.
It tells you their code names.
You scan. I mean, you have binoculars where you can scan people on your base and see their names.
And you didn't want to know who they were.
And if you put your gun up and you just hold it at them, it scans them and you can see their name. And some of the people I remembered actually like getting during the game. And I was like,
families, Nico.
Oh god,
Nico, you should know who they are. You don't want to forget their faces.
It's brutal.
You should remember their names.
It's brutal.
Honor their sacrifice.
Honor their sacrifice, Nico.
Not one single. I'm serious. Seriously, not one single punch. Not one single punch was pulled. It's a huge point of criticism that I give video games in general. Something that I'm on Square Enix about all the time from a narrative perspective. They did not pull one single punch with that scene. It was so effective. And
I'm crying again.
It's so effective. It's such it's a great emotional scene. It's so good. It's so good. And now it pains me.
So basically, 10 out of 10, best game ever made.
No,
it's done.
That's
it was a fantastic game. There's criticisms
it was. But here's the thing, though, and the reason why it's taken up so much heat, and I got to agree with these people that are calling Konami out on the shit, man. I got to agree with them. Episode 51, which it's not a playable mission. You can't. There's no way to play it. But they included it as a bonus feature on the Blu-ray DVD special edition copy of the Blu-ray, right? What this scene is, okay, so you're playing through the Phantom Pain, you're playing it to the end, and there's a thing that happens. Eli, one of these child soldiers, who you're meant to think is Liquid Snake, maybe not.
I'm pretty sure it is.
And so there's a point where Eli steals Sahelanthropus. You take Sahelanthropus, which is the Metal Gear, like you know
the Metal Gear thing. It's like the precursor to Metal Gear.
Yeah, you know how every Metal Gear game has a Metal Gear. It's a giant walking mech.
There must always be a Metal Gear.
This was this game's version of it, right? And so they, Eli, the other child soldiers, and the gas mask kid steal the robot. This gigantic transformer, arguably one of the most important pieces of military technology that exists in the world. And they steal it from your base, crash your party, and then they fly off into the ocean, and
the end.
The game ends. The game ends without ever going back and
like credits roll.
What does he do to
No,
it?
not like
it's their story never resolved.
That story never resolved.
Gotcha.
I passed that point.
Episode 51 resolves that plot point. It is really, honestly, after you complete the game. I mean, there are some small nitpicky things that I could get after this game at, but it is really the only thing missing that doesn't complete the internal narrative that's set up by the game itself. Right, the game sets this scene up. It happens.
It does. And when it happened too, I was like, "Oh shit! He just stole the Sahelanthropus. I'm going to have to fight him as the final boss
with the Sahelanthropus."
Right. I thought I was going to have to fight Eli in the Sahelanthropus and all of these child soldiers who left with him in the helicopter as the final boss of the game. And I was like, "Oh shit!" And then my husband's like, "You know, that's the end of that story." I'm
well, I hate to break it to you, but that was the intention. That was Kojima's intention, that was supposed to be the final boss battle. That's supposed to be the finale. I mean, like, if we're being honest about it, okay? So what they included was a whole bunch of concept art. There was a lot of concept art. They had a significant portion of the cutscenes done. Animated, done.
Voice
acted,
full
done.
Voice.
This was done. This was a written part of the story, okay? And it resolves it completely. It resolves the internal narrative of the game completely and sets up the events of Metal Gear Solid 1.
Right, and it wouldn't be such a big deal if you like had heard about this in Metal Gear Solid 1 and you heard about the Sahelanthropus or whatever, but there's none of that. So it's kind of like the same thing with
the Sahelanthropus in the history was defeated and destroyed.
Well, okay, no, we don't know.
No, we don't know. You don't hear about it.
If you totally discount Mission 51, if it never made its way onto a Blu-ray, what you would have to do serious mental gymnastics to be able to connect Eli and Psycho Mantis flying off with a robot that is arguably 2 times, if not 4 times more complicated, complex, and developed than Metal Gear Rex was. So it's better technology than
what. It up twice and it's still going strong.
It's better technology than Liquid Snake is trying to steal in the first game.
Yeah.
So without episode 51 or whatever, this thing disappears and is never heard from ever again.
And Liquid shows back up in Metal Gear Solid 1 pretending to be another character, and it's like, you never know what happened. He stole it, the child soldiers left. What happened?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But this mission, so
Kojima had set it up to where you destroyed this, and now he spends, and now Liquid spends the rest of the series trying to recreate that perfect thing.
See, now, after watching episode 51 and watching what they cut, I think it kind of does, because you reclaim Sahelanthropus and you kind of see the idea implant itself in Liquid's head. That's what I think.
That's where his motive is in MGS1. And
that's why he's obsessed with the Metal Gear in MGS1. Yeah, that's why he knows that's what to go after, because it's just been this big block of shit from his childhood, and he's still hanging around Psycho Mantis. So he knows
Mantis is a cool dude.
He knows even if he can't legitimately get control of Rex, that Psycho Mantis probably could. Right? So once you kill Psycho Mantis, that plan's gone. That plan's out. Now he's got to activate it, and he tricks Solid Snake to use the 3 key cards to get the activation to work. I think that it sets all of that up fucking perfectly. Sets all of it up, and it's just gone. It's just gone. It exists on a Blu-ray, and the thing is,
and the reason Konami cut it is
the reason, quote unquote, that it got cut is because, well, we don't know. Konami. From statements from Konami, they have not been really clear. Kojima has not said anything. To me, when I watch this, as a game fan, as a fan of Metal Gear Solid, as a casual observer, I go, oh, well, the game wasn't done. To me, this scene shows that Kojima had every intention on making a completely finished narrative. And it seems like to me, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, seems like to me that Konami came in and was like, yeah, you have until this date, and then we're going to take what you have and we're going to go. So you better shore up your shit. And that was the last thing that he just couldn't get done, right? That's how I see it.
It's got to, because it's not sitting well with me that because there's really no mention of Sahelanthropus in future games, you literally have no idea what happens to it. And so without I didn't even know there was a special disc that came with Collector's Edition. I got mine on Steam.
Yeah.
So, without that, there's a small if there wasn't for social media, there would be a small minority of people in the entire world who would even know what happened.
That would have the full fucking narrative to your game.
And because so many of us have been invested in this series since nearly or all the way in the beginning, 20, 25 years of this series, to just have that gaping plot hole.
And it's just one.
It's just
honest
right
to God,
there.
It's just the one. It's just the one.
It's kind of like,
oh my God, the arrogance of this.
It doesn't sit well with me. It bothers me.
The fucking arrogance of Konami. To be able to just say, we're just gonna fucking put it out. We all know, if you're a fan of Kojima, you know that, to expect sometimes, a pushback. He'll set a date and he'll push it back because, he's really, and it's not like
trying
a Duke
to make
Nukem.
It a complete game.
Yeah, it's not like a Duke Nukem Forever, and it's just he wasn't granted that degree of freedom on this game. That's the only thing.
People in the chat are saying philanthropist DLC. Fuck, I would even pay more for the DLC. But the thing is because they're now like separate entities. I don't even think he could be allowed to release it as a DLC, even though it would give Konami more money.
Yeah,
because I guarantee you, everybody would buy it.
If Konami put it out as a DLC, I'd be so fucking pissed. I mean, like I would do.
No, I would be happy just to give it to us because if they are going to tell Kojima he cannot spend as much time as he needs to finish an essential plot mission to the story, they should allow him at least a way to finish it, put it out to the public, and it would get them more money
to finish his swan song. Yes, to finish his swan song. Yeah, I'm on board with that. I'm totally on board with that.
So yeah, it would suck that they would do that, but at least it would be a resolution.
No, it's petty. Dude, it's petty bullshit on the part of Konami. It's that's all this is. It's petty bullshit. They said, like they had that falling out, and then Konami was like, "We're taking whatever you have," and I feel like Kojima just included this on the bonus disc just as like I'm sorry, I tried, guys. I really tried.
Or how much was it just to get people to be like, hey guys, look what would have happened if Konami hadn't fucked me.
Oh my god. Right? I'm upset about this. I'm legitimately upset about this. No, like I really do. I think fucking put the screws to Konami. I mean, like they have been fucking around with their products for a while now. I mean, this is like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? Like they've been fucking up. They fucked up PT. They've been fucking up fucking Silent Hill for years.
Oh, PT. I wanted that so badly to be good.
I know. I wanted it to be a thing.
Yep.
Fuck Konami.
You start drowning out other things. Like you get to like Metal Gear Solid, and you're like, oh yeah, they fucked up Silent Hill too. Yeah, bitches.
Yeah, here's the thing though, is that like I'm so sick of game companies releasing unfinished products. It's happening all over the place, and
he's pissed.
This is just the most egregious example of it.
And it bothers me even more because most game companies do it to try to milk more money out of people. This one is like out of spite.
It is, yes!
And the thing is that by spiting Kojima, they're fucking over all of their
There's
players.
probably one corporate douchebag that has a problem with Kojima because he took the last pudding in the cafeteria, and that's what this whole thing fucking spawns from, and now he's pulled down the entire Metal Gear franchise as a fucking result of it.
Hey, banana pudding is delicious, and it is worth every goddamn penny.
It does seem very petty. Like, it seems really petty.
And it's not like he hadn't even started. Like you're saying, like, most of it's done.
Yeah,
it's close to being ready.
So much of it is done. Like, the thing is when you go and you watch the Mission 51 video on YouTube, you can look it up on YouTube right now. And when you go and you look it up and you look at what's actually there, the fact that it's mostly done except for designing the actual encounter itself.
I feel like any other company under any other circumstances, if they really had a deadline, put the game out and then have day one free DLC. They did it in Mass Effect with the Prothean character and the From Ashes DLC.
Yeah,
nobody would have a problem with that.
Man, the thing is if they wanted to put this in as DLC,
they could have.
No. To me, if they want to sell it to me, if they want me to buy it, has to be made by Kojima. They have to bring Kojima back to do it. If Kojima's not attached to it, I don't want to.
They won't put his name on it even if he is attached.
I know, but
which I heard, didn't they take his name off of the cover?
Yeah.
Yep.
There were I think Australia. There were game stores in Australia that actually covered up a Konami game and put a Kojima game over top of it.
Awesome.
And after every single mission that you accept in Metal Gear, at the beginning and the end, there's credits. Like, of every single mission.
I know, that gets really irritating.
It gets annoying, but you can skip it, but I feel like it's Kojima's way to stick it to them every single mission.
You're right. Yeah, I did realize that. But, here, I just... Dude, Konami's got... they got my $50. They got my $50 for the fucking game. And then, to get the full game, to get the actual complete narrative, to get the complete story, I gotta pay, another $15? Fuck that. I don't like that idea. Stop releasing fucking half-finished games.
When games do that on purpose, but the thing is that this wasn't on purpose.
It's like 90% finished game.
The thing is I want my money back. I'm tired of buying incomplete games. I want a fucking refund.
A Nero.
I want a fucking refund.
You liked the game.
This is bullshit. I did. I like the game, but you can't sell an incomplete product. You just can't.
The thing is, it's not Kojima's fault, and I feel like I want to support Kojima till the end.
No, I agree.
As much as I agree, I would never fight for that simply because I support Kojima.
I agree.
But Konami are assholes, and I think this is really like.
You know what? That's a great point. That's a great point. I'm sorry, Chris. Can you do me a favor?
What?
Will you do me a favor here? Will you look up the Konami customer support line? Can you look up?
number?
Yeah, the phone number for that.
The phone?
Yeah. Will you look that up for me, please? Thank
Okay.
you.
Few things you've ever said have struck such fear into my heart.
I feel like I want to try to get this resolved now. I'm pissed about it. I'm fucking mad about it. I
am going to support this for one reason and one reason alone. If he does not get this out now, we feel the wrath of it after the show. Get customer support on the line.
Okay, no, actually, I'm with you. I'm with you, Robbie.
Yes, absolutely. We're some poor fucking hack in a call center right now.
What are they going to be able to do for you?
Direct him to the proper authorities.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Best case scenario, they forward me onto a PR exec, but I don't know. Like, I want my money back. It's an incomplete game. I want to ask. Like, you're right, Nika. You're absolutely right. I can't hold Hideo Kojima responsible for it. Right? I just can't. But I can hold Konami responsible for it.
Absolutely.
You're going to call Konami right now.
Quick question.
Okay, wait, hang on.
What kind of legal... Do we have to worry about any kind of legal things doing something like this?
Yeah, kind of. Like,
yeah, I don't know if I want my face attached to this.
I wouldn't want your face attached to anything.
Yeah, what did he say?
Konami is a bit over litigious.
I don't know what that word means.
Are they a little happy is what you're saying?
They like to get their lawyers involved a lot, and they like to issue a lot of takedown notices on videos. So, if we're gonna do this, I mean, because I can't imagine that Konami would be terribly pleased if they heard this. If this ended up filtering its way back up, for our protection, we're gonna put up a splash screen. And I know it's not the greatest graphics, guys. Yeah, you can bitch at me later. We're just gonna still watch the chat, but this is for remember, this is for we're doing this for our protection. For our protection, okay? So
we're on episode 3. We don't want it to be our last episode.
Always use protection, you guys.
Oh, Kojima.
Our faces are still in the
Kojima and Cliffy B. No, well, you're behind a little bit. It'll switch in a second.
Bring a rubber.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Juxta, do you have the number?
Yeah, I got it brought up.
You got okay. All right, let's do this. I'm going to do this on the show. Let's do this on the show. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Calling.
Good afternoon, Konami.
Hi. Yeah, is this Konami customer support?
No, it is not.
It's not. Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Juxta, you fucked that up so bad.
Konami customer support. Your call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. If you wish to opt out of this, please press 1.
Oh, well, I don't know. That's fine. I'm not going to opt out. No, we can keep.
Okay, go for it.
Konami customer support. Luke speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah. How you doing? My name is Nate. I'm calling from Final Encountercast Live here today. How you doing? I've got a problem, and I'm hoping that you guys can help me out today. You said your name was Luke?
Yes.
Luke, great. Okay, so the issue is I've been playing through your game Metal Gear Solid 5, right? And so far, pretty much enjoying it. But like, it's missing the second half of the game. The second half of the game just like it just ends. It isn't there. Like
what do you mean, sir?
Well, like.
Are you not able to complete the game?
No, it's not that I wasn't able to complete the game. I completed the game, and much to my surprise, like I actually had to like check the internet to make sure that I had actually completed the game because like
what main mission are you on?
All of the main missions are complete. All of the side ops are complete. And so here, so
it
right,
seems like you completed the game.
Yeah, it does seem like I have completed the game. Yet there's this thing that happens where Eli steals the Sahelanthropus and floats off into the ocean, and the game implies that that's to be continued. and it's I guess it's included on a Blu-ray disc with the special edition. Like, to me, that's like
you're talking about the alternative ending.
That's not an alternate ending though. That's a mission that wasn't intended to be in there, and
it's an alternate ending offered to the fans that got collector's edition, sir.
Wait, you're telling me that's an alternate? How is that an alternate ending?
Because it wasn't put in the last production of the full game, Metal Gear Solid 5.
Well, yeah, I understand that it wasn't put in, which is why I'm taking up I want a refund for my game because it wasn't a complete game. But that's why I'm taking.
It went through all 50 missions. That's a complete game, sir.
But you understand that, like, the game set up an internal narrative that it didn't finish. That's not an alternate ending. That's an incomplete narrative with what was completed, what was rushed to completion, included onto a Blu-ray. Like, that's an incomplete product that you guys put to market, and I think that's really irresponsible to do as a company. And so I don't want my $50 to go to you.
I mean, I understand that's your opinion. If you don't think that's the game is complete,
well, it's not.
It's finished.
It's not an opinion. It's a fact. I mean, like, it's an
opinion because the alternate ending, you think that's the real ending of the story, and you wish to play it.
No, it's actually it's set up to be the final confrontation of the game. That's the actual ending of the game with a real boss confrontation that never actually happens. I mean, you guys, through the game itself, it sets up something that never pays off, and then you include it on a Blu-ray as if, like, oh, here, this'll sate you. No, that's not acceptable. That's an incomplete product. That's an incomplete narrative. If somebody did that to a movie, people would be absolutely absolutely going insane. They would ask for their money back. It's an incomplete story. I would like my money back, please.
You didn't buy the game directly from us, so you have to go back to the store where you bought the game.
See, that's the thing, is that I don't hold Sony or GameStop or any of the vendors responsible. You guys published an incomplete product.
Like I said, that's an opinion.
It's not.
If you feel the game wasn't complete and you were not able to play it, then yeah, you would go back to the person of the store you bought it from, since they got.
No, you guys promised through promotion leading up to the game, and then set it up in the internal narrative of the story, and didn't pay it off. How is that complete? It's not an alternate ending. That is part of the narrative that you just didn't finish. It's an incomplete game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, these are opinions. I could definitely forward your feedback to the dev team, but that's all we can do.
Oh, the dev team that you guys fired. Yeah, that would be really, really appropriate. No, what I want is my $50 back, and then I'll shut up about it.
No, like I said, we didn't see none of that money. We didn't directly sell you the game, so you have to go back to the store.
No, but you were responsible for the product. You were responsible for the product, and the money does go to you, because these vendors have to buy.
We don't see that money directly coming from you, sir. So you would have to go back to the store, since
I don't hold the store responsible. I don't hold the store responsible. I hold you responsible.
Well, it's a complete game. You just have.
It's not a complete game.
There's nothing we can do for you.
It's not a complete game. That I actually can't believe that you would try to pass that off. No way is that a complete game.
Well, like I said, there's nothing we can do for you if you just think it's an incomplete game, since you're successfully able to complete all 50 missions.
But that's not an opinion. It's a fact. Like, do you understand how narrative structure works? Do you understand how a story is told?
For example, like, movies take out alternate endings all the time. Some people might not agree with them. Some people think that should be the real finish, but it doesn't necessarily make the movie incomplete.
If there is a plot line that isn't resolved, that is included in a special feature, yeah, that is an incomplete narrative, sir.
Okay, like I said, there's nothing we can do for you.
That's you basically took a book. What you did is you took a book and you ripped a chapter out, and you said, here, this is a complete book anyway. No, it's not complete. It's not a complete product. And I don't hold the vendor responsible, and I'm not going to ask them for my money back. You guys are responsible. You guys published a half-finished product, and I want my money back from Konami. Okay? I do a radio show. I have a very large microphone, a very loud voice. Okay? A lot of people pay attention to my opinions. Okay? And I know that you guys hate bad press. I know that you guys hate bad reviews. Okay? So that all can be avoided, and you can shut me up for $50. I just want my game refund. Give me my game refund, and I'll shut up.
Everybody's entitled to an opinion. You're free to say what you want. I mean,
okay. So how many takedown requests are you going to issue on my video when I put it on YouTube?
Everybody's free. If you don't infringe on other copyright issues, you should be free to do whatever you want.
Wow, man, you're really well versed in the corporate speak, dude. You published an unfinished game.
I didn't directly publish.
Well, no, you didn't, but you know that your company did, and I just want to hear you say it. Like, at this point, just say it for my satisfaction. Like, just say that the game wasn't done. Like, just say that you guys
final framework of the game. So if he decided to do that, then.
Wow, that's really interesting. Okay, so you're pushing this off on Hideo Kojima. That's really fascinating because to me, the mission that's included on that Blu-ray that you seem to think is an alternate ending, to me, that seems to be included as bonus content, as Kojima's way, as Kojima's way of saying, "Hey, look, I did what I could." I intended this to be a part of the game, but that's
your interpretation of what you thought the disc was.
Oh, okay. So correct me. Tell me what your interpretation. Tell me what the fact is.
This
then
bonus material offered to the people that bought collector's edition.
That was you're telling me that was Hideo Kojima's intention. That was
saying this alternate ending was provided for the fans that bought collector's edition,
and that it was Hideo Kojima's intention to leave that out of the final product.
Like I'm saying, if he completed their product and that's what he gave us, that's basically what we took out.
Wow. I see. I don't believe you for a second. I think you guys set a hard deadline. And he said, I need a little bit more time. I need a little bit more time. I need a little bit more budget. This is stuff that happens in the video game industry all the time. And you guys set a hard date and took an incomplete product.
Like I said, I didn't say
took an incomplete product. You just took what he had. You took what he had complete. And you put it out and you sold it and you lied to people and you took their $50 or whatever they paid for the special edition and you lied to people and you said it was a full game. It wasn't his complete vision.
Okay, like I said, we'll send you feedback. That's all we can do.
Oh, I certainly hope you do. I certainly hope you do. I mean, because when people hear this conversation, they'll form their own opinions. They'll form their own opinions about the line of bullshit that you have spun to me today. It'll be really interesting to see how they react. I'm going to be very interested.
Okay.
All right. Cool. That's
entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, people are entitled to their own opinion. And you guys are going to be tried in the court of public opinion. And you know what? There's going to be a lot more people who come to you, Konami customer support, and ask for their $50 back. And they should, because you guys sold an incomplete game. And that's unacceptable. It happens far too often in this industry, and it's an egregious example with Metal Gear Solid 5, and it's unacceptable. And have fun. Have fun being tried in the court of public opinion. Yep, people are entitled to their opinion. But there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people asking for their money back at this point, and I hope you guys are ready for it. Because I'm going to keep asking. I'm going to keep asking for my money back. I'm not going to stop. You guys stole money from me, and you rushed a genius product to market that wasn't finished. Shame on you. Shame on your whole company.
We will look for your feedback, and you have a nice day, okay?
Yeah, you have a great day.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Did he really say that?
Man.
Did he really say this is what Kojima intended? Did that come out?
Holy shit.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I can't believe that was real. I can't believe that conversation was fucking real.
Did that just happen?
Nika, did you hear that? He tried to blame Hideo Kojima.
What's bothering him the most is he says it's an alternate ending, as if it's like a different version of the ending.
Right! This is exactly what I'm fucking talking about!
Pothole that is never resolved in any of the other games, and it will always be there for the entirety of the series.
This is yes! This is exactly what I'm talking about. And the fact that they try to pass it off as an alternate ending at first, and then they go so far as to say, like, look, okay, this guy has to have talking points sitting in front of him. I can't be the only motherfucker to call up Konami customer support and go, hey, you didn't sell me a completed fucking game, fuckwad. And then
he went straight to alternate end.
That's what we call an extended ending.
Oh my god!
Literally, like he's got his like buzzword phrases to hit. Like customer wants such and such refund. Quickly use term alternate ending. Get customer to accept that it is alternate ending.
Yeah.
Pass on feedback to feedback team who we fired.
If that fails, blame Kojima.
Kojima.
Oh my god!
He's best.
Oh my god! The fact that
he has a flow chart.
Given what we know about Konami and Kojima and the way that relationship ended, my god, they're down to the customer service reps. They're telling you to shit all over Kojima. Like, down to every fucking atom of that company is devoted on shitting on Hideo Kojima. Well, it doesn't matter if it's his work. He's made them billions of fucking dollars.
They're passing out the talking points, and some poor guy looks like he goes, really, you want us to say this? Bitch shouldn't have took my pudding.
Unfucking believable.
I still can't get over like alternate ending.
You keep using that word, but I'm not convinced you know what it means.
Unfucking believable.
God.
Unbelievable.
Look, guys.
Hang on. I sort of feel I don't know. You want to call him back?
you obviously want to call him back.
I absolutely do. I have more shit to say to him. That's true.
You can't.
I kind of, come on. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, look, I get it. He's a customer service rep. There's like a 99% chance that we're not going to talk to Luke again.
Look. I work customer service, okay? Luke has dealt with this before, okay? Luke would not survive in this industry if he couldn't deal with this, okay? The second they hung up the phone, he didn't go and cry.
Yeah.
He got over to the guy on either side of his desk. He stuck up in his cubicle.
He's talking shit.
They are
He's
all
talking
having
shit
a
on me
laugh.
right now.
That's right.
They're laughing hilariously right now.
And to be honest, and to be completely honest, you weren't that bad. You weren't
Really?
holding him responsible.
You were still being pretty professional.
Before all of that,
I was not trying. Yeah, I wasn't trying to shit on the dude.
He was a good sport. Luke was a good sport.
You know what? Here, I'm gonna give him a little bit of credit. He stayed on the phone for a long fuck.
How about
at one point? Yeah. At one point, for me, at one point, it became a game of how long am I going to be able to get this guy to stay on the phone?
I know we don't apologize to people, but let's at least call Luke back and give him credit where credit is
all right,
due.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'm with that. All right, let's.
I'm positive he blocked our number. They can do that, right?
Can they?
I don't know.
Can they? I've never worked in a call center before.
Fuck it, run it again.
Try it again.
Let's just call back. Call back.
We're calling right now. Hold on.
Yeah, go.
They're not answering as quickly this time.
Yeah, really, it's not picking up.
Shit.
They may have blocked my number.
They did block our number.
I think they blocked our number.
Jesus. Did you call the right number this time?
Cisco Unity connection messaging system.
Did you?
From a touch-tone telephone, you may dial an extension at any time.
What?
For a directory
Did you call the right? Is that exactly the same? It's the exact same number.
Otherwise, please hold for an operator.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Sorry, the operator is not available. Record your message at the tone.
Oh, wait.
Hang up or press pound for more options.
Konami, you stole my $50. You sold me an incomplete Metal Gear Solid 5. I want my $50 back. You have an obligation to your customers.
Do your job! 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 Do your job!
You can't just release unfinished games. We'll have no more of it. Done with you as a company.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. The most hilarious of all of this is just some of the words you decided
sick
to
of this
use.
shit.
We'll have none of that.
We'll have none of that.
Shame on you.
Shame
we
on
will
you.
try you in a court of public opinion.
I did use a lot of really.
Speaking of buzzwords,
is so over the top.
Dishonor to your family.
You should have told them you bring dishonor to your family.
Oh my God, you're so right. I so should have.
Oh my God.
Oh God damn it. Fuck.
Oh my God.
Fuck Konami. Fuck Konami. Seriously. If they look at the hashtag on the screen, fuck Konami. This shit is ridiculous.
Wow.
Fuck this shit.
Fuck
I'm
Konami.
so fucking tired of it. So fucking tired of it.
He's pissed. I'm just. God.
I cannot believe that they tried to pass that off on Hideo Kojima.
Dude, that is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It's called a scapegoat.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know. It's just the fact that they would do it so openly. Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Can we get the sound bit of him doing that and tweet it to Kojima?
Oh, we'll just tweet this whole bit to Kojima, and hopefully he sees it and thinks it's hilarious. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what he would think? But fuck Konami! I want my $50 back, Konami. If you want to come on the show and you want to hash it out, let's do that. We can hash it out, and I can shut up. I told you, I've got a price. Just make it fair. You fucked up the game. As long as you make it fair, I'll shut up about it. But until then, no. Oh my God, I'm gonna be so far up your ass. Oh, dude. I'm like right there with Jim Sterling. Fuck Konami. Jim Sterling has it absolutely right. He's been on this tip for years. For years he's been on this. I'm jumping on this bandwagon 110%. Fuck Konami.
I don't think I've ever played a Konami game.
Really?
Yeah.
Contra?
Really? Haven't you played Suikoden?
Oh, is that Konami?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, you have to hate Suikoden now. Sorry.
Oh,
See, they can make great things. They can make great things, but they're being run by fucking assholes. They don't know what they're doing anymore. They don't give a shit. They clearly don't give a shit anymore.
Hey, you douchebag.
Is that what they would say to me?
No, that's what we're saying to them.
To those in the chat who are saying like Luke can't do anything, we know Luke can't do anything. We've all worked customer service at one point. We know. We've gotten the call. But guess what? He works for Konami, and he is the face of Konami's shitty ass business practices.
And you know what?
That is what he's paid to deal with at this point.
And you know what I don't have? You know what I don't have access to? I don't.
Mission 51.
No. Well. Oh, that hurt a little bit. Oh, wow. That actually.
Really, Nate? Does the shop below the belt hurt? Oh, does it hurt? Does it hurt to get blindsided by someone who cares about you?
How did that feel?
God, that stung.
How did that feel, Nate?
I'm hurt, man.
That stung. I'm not gonna lie, but no, like, God. I can't believe that they would do. You know, the other reason that we have to call Konami customer support is I don't have the fucking number to the president of Konami. I would have done that to the president of Konami. I would have had that same ass conversation with him in the exact same way that I had it with Luke. Poor Luke. I do feel bad. I feel bad for Luke.
I just like look at it.
I'm surprised he didn't pass this up to someone higher.
Well, look at what is Konami's problem then? Okay, like to the people out there apologizing for Luke, what do you want? We can just ignore it or not bring it up. Like no, we're trying to make our point heard. Konami will not hear it any other way. They don't want to hear it, so they hire people to sit down there and work the customer service line.
And yeah, well,
and you know what? It's a shitty ass job. I do it myself. It sucks balls.
It does suck balls, and I gave him shit for exactly why he's being paid to be the
the wall of shit.
The the messenger between the people at large, the audience, and the
non-existent dev team.
The dev team that doesn't.
Yeah.
The dev team that
because apparently
doesn't work there anymore.
That was so great. I'm gonna pass you off to the dev team that isn't gonna fucking touch this game anymore.
Yeah, what benefit is passing feedback to the dev team going to do at this point?
This isn't an MMO.
What a moron. What an idiot. No, but you know, like that's the thing. Who knew that all you need to do to pass a message along to a dev team is call customer support? We've been bashing our faces with Square Enix for years, trying to get, like, we have great ideas for Square Enix all the time.
Next episode,
we should just call
Enix customer
support. Can we call Square Enix customer service and demand changes?
Yeah, demand changes,
Oh
and
my
then say,
God,
and then say,
Konami told us how to do
yeah,
this.
Konami said that this was okay.
New segment. Each LBR, we call customer service and pitch them a new idea.
I love this.
That would get old.
Oh my God. No, that's actually I kind of think that's funny. I legitimately think that's funny. Just be like, because they don't know. They have no idea.
Not insulting in any way.
No,
just legitimately, look, I have some ideas
I got
for
some
Red
ideas.
Mage.
Yeah, and
I wanted to bounce them off you. Maybe you could run them up the ladder.
Yeah, I'd really like you to pass these along to the dev team. We spoke with Konami. We know how this
I
want
to do that.
Yeah,
I want to fucking do it.
Okay,
Even if it's not live on a show, I want to do this.
Are you on a first name basis with Yoshi? Can you talk to him for me?
Yeah, right. Like, can you just give the Yoshi this? Like, you know.
I mean, we have so many things that people are mad about.
What do we want? Unfair! When do we want it? Change!
Oh, God. Okay, well, I got shout out to Luke for being a good sport.
Yeah, he was.
He was
At
really
the end of the day, you know, and like I say, having worked in that, he is currently, like you say, at the next cubicle or be like, dude, you know the asshole I just talked to?
Oh, yeah. No, that's the thing, is that I know I'm totally
he's gonna go home and Facebook about you, dude.
Oh, I bet.
He probably,
yeah.
If he hasn't done it already.
Maybe Luke's a fan of the show. We don't know. Maybe he's like, oh my God, it was you.
Oh. I can't believe I didn't recognize your voice. Yeah.
Well, you gave the name of the show.
I did.
You said you were live.
I
You're
did.
like, you know,
Yeah.
Final Countercast live, and here we are.
And then he proceeded.
He would recognize it, I think, at that point.
Well, that's consent. Like, the fact that he kept talking to me after I said that, it means that he consented.
Luke, if you're listening, we want to invite you onto the show to tell us what you actually think of the ending of Metal Gear Solid 5.
So you can get fired.
Luke, it's okay. We know
when you leave to talk about things like that too.
Yeah. Well, a Nintendo rep got in trouble with that. Like, he appeared on a podcast and he got fired for it.
Oh, that's so shitty.
He'll be missed.
You want to know why? Because there are people out there who will actually report you to corporate HR for shit you say on your Facebook.
Yeah.
I know of people who say something like, oh, I don't want to go into work today, think about calling in, and got reported from someone who they considered a fucking friend.
Yep.
There are fucking assholes out there who do that. Are you fucking kidding me?
The better idiots are the ones who do it with their boss on their Facebook.
Can I just say, if this bit gets Luke fired, I would like to apologize to Luke, and it just makes Konami twice as big of assholes.
And look at the price.
It really does.
I thought Luke handled the call probably exactly how Konami would have wanted it.
You know what? You're not wrong about that.
Konami, he guys are probably gonna get a fucking raise off that.
You're
call.
not wrong about that. He stuck to every fucking talking point that was probably on that
bend
script.
Even a little bit.
Nope, not even a little. Not even a little. He stuck to every word of that corporate speak. And when I backed him into a corner, he passed the buck off to Hideo Kojima.
There you go.
So now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Okay, like here's the one. In terms of episode 51, here's the one concession that I'll make, okay? Because I know that I've thrown a lot of salt around here. Here's the one concession that I will make, okay? If it was Hideo Kojima's plan to not include that as a part of the game, like if he got part of the way through it and said, no, I'm not going to finish it on purpose because I want to drive home the narrative idea, because it is a repeated theme in the game over and over again, the idea of loss, the idea of losing something and revenge, okay? If this was purposeful and it did come from Kojima, he made the call not to include that as part of the game and only to include it as a special feature on the Blu-ray. It really does drive home to the audience, to the hardcore Metal Gear fans that have been with the series for a long, long time. It drives home the feeling of having something essential missing from your game. If that was his intention, I know I'm going to great lengths.
That's a stretch.
It's such a stretch. Hang on.
I think you're onto something.
It is absolutely such a stretch. And the thing is to confirm this, and for me to give to let Konami off the hook for this, Kojima would have to say the words himself. He would actually have to say it. He would have to say, that was my intention to leave it off as a part of the narrative. And then I would say, okay, that's fine. Then that really does drive home the idea of missing a core piece, and you delivered that. It's such a strong message to send.
And from everything that you've taught us here today about the series, and the limited knowledge that I have too, like you said, it's a repeated theme.
It is,
and it's something that is not out of the realm of possibility.
And
hey, maybe Mr. Poopy Pants is right.
And not only that, but I'm gonna if that was his intention, then I have played into Hideo Kojima's trap, because I felt I lost something with episode 51 being taken from me, and I just lashed out at Konami for revenge. There you go.
Wait,
it's
question.
all the themes of the game wrapped into this episode. You're welcome.
I have an important question.
Yeah.
If Hideo Kojima comes out at some point and confirms that this is indeed true, would you apologize to Konami?
I would not only apologize to Konami, I would cry with the beauty that is that idea.
Wait, okay, one step further.
But how do you know
if he comes out and confirms it, Nate, you call back customer service, you ask for Luke,
and I apologize.
And you apologize to him on the air.
I would do that. I 100% would do that. Absolutely. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. Okay? And again, if that's his intention, then that
brilliant.
Oh my God, would that be fucking brilliant.
I just feel like that's so okay, I'm going to use this term. I think it's very meta. Like, I feel like
and putting your fucking controller on the ground and changing ports is
that's and that's it. And that is the thing, is that Hideo Kojima in every single aspect in every game, it's been a huge
running around as naked Raiden,
huge deal to break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
There was almost none of that.
Hang on. Different. That's when they direct the player. But this would be like something you'd have to actually sit and like stew about and think about. I feel like if it was actually Hideo Kojima's intention to pull it out of the game as a narrative choice, I feel like it would be
more obvious.
It would be more, especially with the way that he ties everything together. And
this is the one concession I'll make to that.
Yeah, the whole story ties together, and this is the one plot hole that will never be resolved. I can't see him screwing over
Swan song.
His loyal fans.
You understand what that is?
To make them feel lost.
My only thing about that is if that was his intention, I feel like it wouldn't only be on the collectors.
No, that's how you do it.
Right.
That's exactly, because you really make your audience go through some fucking pain.
I don't know to what level of like create. I mean, obviously we're all creative minds here, right? But Nika, I don't know like what level you put into creating like your own things. But as a writer and as an actor, to be able to affect people on a psychological level, that I fucking change them, even if it's in a bad, negative way, to where I can cause someone actual emotional pain, is the absolute apex.
Right, which is what he did with that mission where I bawled my eyes out. But if
it is the absolute pinnacle of creation.
If this is getting people demanding their money back,
absolutely,
you would lose money on this.
This isn't just, I cried because it was so good. He actually pushed people to fucking act.
But the thing is, that is all of this is 100% contingent on that being his purposeful intention.
This will all have been so fucking brilliant.
If that is his intention, I swear I will walk back all 3 hours of this episode, or every piece of criticism that I made. Okay, but he has to say it.
Yes, he has to say it from him.
He has to say it.
The only way I see it playing out is him just saying, I had to make cuts because they gave me a time limit, and that was what I chose to cut.
Well, Chekhov's gun, the most simple explanation is usually the truest. And
I thought that's Occam's razor.
Occam's razor, sorry, yeah. Fucking A.
Tchaikovsky's cat.
Tchaikovsky's cat.
I mean, so even if he said it was my decision,
you're right.
It would be his decision because he had to pick something, and that was the easiest and the less.
No. I'm saying, yeah. If Konami played if what Luke said is true, and that was his final vision, and that's what he handed in, and with the intention of this is what I am putting out. There were no restrictions from Konami. Not that Konami was giving him all the breathing room in the world, whatever. If that is his intention, it's brilliant.
And that happens. That happens. Having a vision, having a script, and then at beginning, middle, end, realizing, like, you know what? No, I can say something different. I mean, Marvel in their movies is notorious for changing entire scenes, taking stuff out, putting stuff in throughout the entire process. So it is not out of the realm of possibility that, this mission was completely done. And one day he walked in the office, he sat down, and he thought, you know what?
How can I really deliver the narrative?
Yeah.
Like if my themes are
like
loss and revenge, how do I really drive that home to the
I
audience?
could see someone coming in, right, and telling him, Hideo, that mission 51, holy shit, that fucking ties everything in perfect. Like that really puts a bow on it, and like everything's come full circle. This is an absolute masterpiece.
Yeah.
Like kudos, congratulations, holy fuck, and then leaving and him being like, no.
Yeah,
that's not what I want.
Yeah,
but I can't see him doing.
I can't.
That.
I can't either. And really, I think the evidence. When you look at the evidence, what's in there in terms of the game and the narrative, it all points to Konami being at fault. I actually, some people have theorized that there was supposed to be a chapter 3 to the game, that there was supposed to be even more, that they set up even more. I don't know how much I believe that. I'm going to say with the amount of tapes that they give you at the end, that those were probably supposed to be distributed amongst way more missions, and that some of those plot points were rushed. And like in terms of like rushed in terms of their presentation inside of the narrative. And so given those things and all of the stuff that they had, because it's not like he just wrote it and then like started to put together the scenario. Like they had the dialogue together. They had many of the assets pulled together for this scene. And then it just got all the signs point to Konami, and I have to give them one benefit of the doubt, and that is if it was Kojima's intention, and because that would fit along with the theme of the game.
That's a really well thought out benefit of the doubt.
It's mental gymnastics to have to do, but it's the only way that I can make that explanation work. It's the only way, and. Yeah, but I'm with you, Nika. At the end of the day, I think it was Konami's fuckery. It was their business decisions that screwed this product in the end. And I was so...
what would be fun is if when MGO comes out, there's not only a competitive, but there's a cooperative. And you can take people and you can go fight Sahelanthropus online with other people as a big team of mother-based soldiers.
I don't see it happening, but...
It definitely wouldn't happen, but it would be if there was any way to like rectify this.
To like try to even make
just be like okay, we can give you some of the conclusion to the story that you didn't have. Take some friends and go fight. I think they can make it really hard because you could use a bunch of like 10 people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
that would be cool. It won't happen, but it would be fun.
All right. That brings our Metal Gear Solid 5 discussion to a close. That was an epic, guys. Wow, that was an epic discussion. Thank you. You know what, Robbie? I would specifically thank you. I know that you're not a big player of Metal Gear Solid 5, but you had a lot to add. Callie and Chris, I don't know what the fuck was up with these two.
We played poker. It was a good time.
They were fucking silent the whole time.
Playing euchre.
But I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You want to know what that's called? That's called talent.
Yes.
Callie, Chris, find some.
Oh.
Do your
taking a shot. Ha! She can't fire drops.
I don't have drops.
Yeah.
No. He's not going to fire them on himself.
Go touch his dick!
And Nika, thank you very much for your expertise in the series.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I actually do want to pull the show over and thank you because we kind of gave you a deadline last week. Like, we want to talk about this on FEC. We're all going to be here this week. And we kind of gave you a deadline to complete the game. And
I feel bad. I was like so close.
You were so close. You got so close. You're right there. You're going to share.
Failed.
You're no.
And you suck.
You're going to share it on the stream. That's going to be great. I'm really glad that we're going to be able to share that with our Twitch audience. But the thing, I have to give you so much credit that you powered through that. It really hurt me to ask you to do that because I am
it's okay.
No, I'm someone that I like to take my time with games, and I get like I hate feeling pressured to rush through it.
And especially, I mean, it's a testament to the gameplay. I mean, we were talking about how much fun we wanted to keep playing. The thing is with the side ops, I want to do all the side ops as I went. So I'd be like, okay, all the side ops are complete. I can do the next story mission. Then do all the side ops.
That's how I am with games like that.
So so if I probably would still only be in like mission 30 at this point, but it's okay because I mean, I don't know. After that mission today, I'm such an emotional mess that I can't even think straight right now. So
well,
I'm just glad we got Nika to cry on stream.
I'll tell you what.
I knew I shouldn't have put on all that makeup. I was like, I know I'm gonna cry if we talk about that mission. Why am I?
Wait, what mission was this again?
Oh, stop it!
No, stop.
Don't do it. Don't.
Actually, and I felt so bad because Kaz in the chat was on that mission as we were talking about it, and he's like, "Oh God, I just got to that saluting room," and I'm like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
So
someone pointed out there's apparently a way that you can check to see who you shot and who committed suicide.
There's a thing where you can see like who's died or who's like left, who you fired, who's died like in action if you deploy them on missions, or who's like died from being sick.
Yeah.
And apparently you can see which ones you killed and which ones killed themselves in the battle inside of it.
Oh God,
it's rough.
I refuse to look. I'm not looking.
It's rough. It is. It's legit.
No.
It's rough.
Honor the dead, Nika.
It is
really rude.
It is rough. Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys for hanging out for our Metal Gear Solid 5 discussion. That was a lot of fun. Again, thanks to Luke for being a good sport, I guess. But fuck Konami. Seriously, fuck Konami, because they fucked this up. I really hold them responsible. I mean, I know that I went, like, again, I went to pretty great lengths in mental gymnastics to kind of, like, make that theme fit. But again, the only way that that's legitimate in any way, shape, or form is if it's stated by Kojima that that's the intention of it. But, you know, honestly, I think with the way that whole thing went down, you know, them taking his name off the box, Kojima Productions being dissolved, man, you know, it all signs point to Konami as a company fucking it up, which they've done in so many instances in the past. And it was like, I was giving them one more chance. I was giving them one more chance with Metal Gear Solid 5 before I wrote them off completely. And now they're just done. They're dead. They're dead to me. Konami, I'll never buy another one of your products.
It's fine.
Well, if they make any more products, they're just making pachinko machines.
No,
yeah, that's what they say.
Apparently, there was a press release recently saying that they are going to continue to make
AAA titles. Yeah, we'll see. That's the thing, is that it seems like that's what they want to do. They want to quit. They just want to quit the video game industry completely, but they just don't have the balls to do it. Like, I don't understand all this will they won't they shit is getting really annoying back and forth. Like, just make a decision. Either make pachinko machines or make games, but don't try to make both, and certainly don't try to make Metal Gear Solid pachinko machines. Let's read some emails.
All right, I got the second email, so why don't you take the first one?
Or we can make the people work who actually haven't been doing it.
Yeah, Callie, because you've been really quiet.
No, that second one I'm definitely taking because it needs a good read.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Callie,
that sounded dirty.
Do something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jeez.
Do something.
Hey, look, this is even about you.
He's like not even ready for it. He's just like sitting back like,
Sorry, I was in a coma. Anyway, greetings, hosts. First and foremost, I didn't die on the road, and thank you for your kind words.
Oh, it's that guy.
Unfortunately, I ran into...
So whoa, wow, he's slaughtered your name. But hang on, I just want to say for those that aren't Limit Break Radio listeners, this guy had emailed our show. It had emailed Limit Break Radio and said that he had to pull over to the side of the road to write us an email in response.
He was so angry.
Because he was so angry about something that I had said on that show.
Jimmies were so racist.
Yeah, and that a state trooper had to come and sit with him and make sure. So like, just to give you guys, like, you know, who may not necessarily be LBR listeners, just a little bit of context. So there you go.
I ran into Escaloa, which is my Girl Scout cookie, and / Callie, playing 14, and didn't realize it until we completed our Chimera duty roulette because he was still alive.
Yeah.
It's true. I am still convinced to this day that it may not have actually been him. So it was me.
Correct.
I lived. I can take Chimera
He might not have
now
been
that I'm level 60.
playing at the time, though.
Yeah, it might have been my brother on my account.
Was he AFK? Might have been that.
With that in mind, splitting the email a bit here, going to comment on the whole mobile situation and wanted to point a finger to something I felt enriched the experience of a game while not becoming game-breaking at the time. Regretfully, I was rolling in money at the time and made poor decisions. With that, I bought into the Hero of the North for Neverwinter.
Ooh.
Needless to say, that ship sailed, sunk, and ultimately consumed lives of many of my followers in tow.
Yeah.
The concept that kept me in, though, was the extension experience I could use on my phone at work. What other MMO at the time offered an ability to sign in at the website and ultimately garrison yourself throughout the day. After a 12-hour shift was completed, I would head home, log in, and reap my rewards for checking out my crafting followers throughout the day, then turn that into bank and repeat the process. Find a way to make that into a successful MMO like FF14, and you are perpetually increasing interest for both parties involved, be it casual, hardcore, or moms that don't bend over the right way when dad's away.
Oh! Whoa, that was weird. Okay.
Yeah, I started reading that, and then my mind was kind of like, wait, stop, no, wait, okay, no, we're good.
I'm socially awkward.
Yeah, that was kind of strange.
That was weird.
In regards to the other issue of DLC, I can safely say the stance and or price points will not change for a very, very long time. Working for Microsoft under the Xbox department for a while gave me insight on how pricing and software devs bank on their DLC. In yonder days of old, with the 360, each update or patch that was to be released was charged by the provider, Microsoft, for use of bandwidth. This, in short, was the reason for many cross-platform games getting a bad rap on the console side when PC often received it for free or reduced price. This stays true and what the market itself was built upon. Unfortunately, I don't see that changing anytime soon as the trend continues into this generation long since I left said company. This would often explain why Minecraft and other games were months behind on patches as to deploy said updates would cost the developer a major fee each time it was rolled out, regardless of cost to consumers at the time. Keep up the shows and great work. Maybe one day I can actually get back to that money status and throw some your way. Giving all the fucks, Archaic Light of Balmung. You get my 14 name because I don't like the MS coming out, or I don't like Microsoft coming after me for NDA despite it being lifted previously.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll give you that one. I know that we don't use our 14 names on the show, but we'll give you that.
I always liked the idea of actual bigger games, be they console games or MMOs or whatever, having some type of relevant extension on a mobile device. Maybe not necessarily being able to play it straight up, but I think that idea is actually very, very
do too.
Cool, and more should do that.
I've always.
Hey, Matt Pat, different show, but you know what? That's the next evolution of MMOs.
Yeah, I mean, an MMO that you play at your computer that has an extension of itself that's mobile. It's a great idea. It's been floated out there a bunch, but I don't think I've ever seen it done really effectively.
I know, I think Grand Theft Auto 5 had some type of component. One of the Assassin's Creed games had something.
It's something that they've been flirting with, and you know what? Here's the other. Actually, that I fucking forgot about this. This is a really good point.
What is it?
The other thing that makes me feel like Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain was rushed to market was. Do you guys remember that there was an app with Ground Zeroes you could have on your phone, and it acts sort of like your iDroid?
I think you told us about that.
Yeah, like you can set it up and it syncs with your game in real time, and it shows you where you are, the locations of enemies and stuff.
Basically, you would use your phone as the iDroid from in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That is really
cool. You could issue commands from it and everything like that.
That is really fucking cool.
They never had anything like that for the Phantom Pain.
Fuck Konami.
They never developed, like that was such a cool thing that they put in for Ground Zeroes, and I was like, oh, this is so fucking cool. I can't wait to do with this, with the full fucking game. And then at some point, I was like halfway through the Phantom Pain, and I was like, where is this shit? I went to the Android marketplace looking for it. I'm like, no, they never made that.
Wow.
Did you even realize that, Nika? Was that a feature that you had fucked around with in Ground Zero?
Which one?
There's an app. There's a Ground Zeroes app.
No.
You never did that? Oh.
I didn't.
Do that. Like, wait, you can still do it. You can still get the app and
basically instead of accessing your iDroid on the game screen, you could do it on your actual phone and still be playing.
Yeah. It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Why didn't it say that like in the game somehow?
She's wondering why the game didn't prompt her to try that.
Yeah.
Because it's not done.
But how do you know to do it?
Like Ground Zero. How did you know to do it with Ground Zero?
Oh, Ryuichi's saying there's an app for TPP. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just not usable on my phone. Maybe
that's very possible.
Yeah, because
I mean, is it actually a Konami app?
Oh, well, that's also the other question too. But yeah,
I feel like if it interfaces with the game, it should be.
I mean, like honestly, they did not. If there is a TPP app, they did not let people know.
Yeah, well, and that's not necessarily surprising either.
And it's not the same. Yeah, I don't know.
Konami dropped the ball. What?
I'll have to go. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. But I didn't find it on my phone, and I guess I didn't think to ask people with like newer or better devices if maybe they had it in their store. Yeah. But it's not even something that anyone talked about on any level, which is really kind of surprising.
Yep. All right, before I take this next email, I'm going to request that Callie trade places with me so I can actually have a proper camera for this. Is that cool, Callie?
Yeah.
All right. Also, because the tablet has died.
Oh. Well, that makes sense.
That's a dumb reason.
That makes sense.
And I also, gonna need whatever it is that you read on.
Yeah. This is real nice show stopper.
Good transition, guys.
Bring it to a grinding goddamn halt.
Hey, you know what?
Jesus, did you even try?
God, I thought we were pros. I thought we were good at this.
Oh. All right.
Isn't that what we tell people?
Shut up. I'm reading an email.
Oh, my God.
All right. The Nero. Fuck!
What?
Nate.
What?
This is a dialogue.
He called you a Nero.
This
That's
person
what
is having
I
a
know.
dialogue
Weird
with
over
you.
here.
All right, are you ready for this?
This is direct to me.
This is direct. Well, all right.
Well,
Sorry,
it's direct to everyone but me.
but honestly, it should be directed at Nero because he's the one who sort of
At Nate.
steer helmed
At
it.
Why is the
Nate.
chair
At
sticky?
Nate.
Because I'm fucking sweaty.
Ew.
Dear Feck guys.
Feck.
All right.
Back off.
First, I want to say that this is not directed at Nika at all. But sorry, guys. I love you guys in LBR, but this is too much. I had to stop 27 minutes in for episode 2 and write this. I know you have said you guys know little about gaming, but wow, I never knew this little. I respect the knowledge you guys
Did
have.
we say that?
Really? No, I mean, I said that. You know,
said
like,
that each of us have our own like avenues.
yeah,
I think the little that we had was in respect to our involvement in like the gaming industry. Obviously, we
like-
all have gaming like knowledge.
Yeah, well, basically, the thing that I was trying to say is like, look, we're not like a review house. We're not
Sure.
here to like, just slam through games and then give you our opinions about them.
I think this is because of our lack of knowledge on a particular company.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I respect the knowledge you guys have of some series, Metal Gear, Final Fantasy, League of Legends, etc., and a few
Wait,
others.
who has League of Legends? You?
That's Callie.
Callie.
I mean, I do. It's not like there's much you have to learn about League of Legends. Let's be honest.
All right,
He did he was doing the Friday stream of League of Legends. He did that for like a day.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, but I didn't know you were really that into it. Okay, all right, if you're that
Apparently
into
enough to fool this guy.
All right.
Long enough
And-
that he
Long enough to convince one guy who writes us an email.
Yeah, right.
And a few others, but wow, you guys really do know nothing about gaming in its whole. It's kind of infuriating to listen to this. This is all directed at the guys and not Nika. She has nothing but been respectful. I
she
could
had?
see
Wait,
she was
what?
literally
Hang on.
embarrassed and the disrespect to Iwata from you guys.
God, are you kidding me? Are you
Nate,
shitting me?
Nate, you
Hang
have
on,
had
hang on.
3 hours to use this as your platform. Let him get his words out, please.
All right, fine.
Let him get his words out.
Fine.
Also, the sheer amount of insensitive bullshit that was said in regards to one of the greatest minds of gaming, you guys would not even be in this situation without Iwata-san. Iwata-san.
I love oh, you weeaboo.
He made so many games that were instrumental to Nintendo, not to mention gaming in its entirety being what it is today. He started out as a small programmer. He made Kirby. He literally coded Earthbound by himself, and he made Pokemon Stadium actually work on the N64. He optimized the game code so well that he made it so there would be 2 playable regions in Gold and Silver. You can at least show him some fucking respect.
All caps.
As a great human being that passed away not from natural causes, when I heard the news, I actually cried because he became the face of Nintendo. He was always there during any conference, AMAs, any video, talking directly to fans, much like Yoshi P does for Final Fantasy XIV. He was that connection that we as Nintendo fans had. Another thing. Please get someone who actually has knowledge of games. They do not need encyclopedic knowledge, just much more than you guys have.
Oh, jeez.
But really, anyone would have more gaming knowledge than you guys. We don't need to spread more misinformation in regards to games.
Oh, there's that word again, misinformation.
I will continue to watch LBR, but I will definitely steer away from this huge garbage truck on fire and literal disrespect to games and their creators. I say stop this disrespectful BS and just do LBR. Signed, Gunpla Gamer.
Wow.
Relax.
Wow. Woo.
Okay, to be fair, I think.
Hang on, wait, hang on, Anika.
I know you're gonna defend this shit.
No, I know, but wait, hang on. He spoke for you. He said that you looked uncomfortable. Were you uncomfortable when we were making fun of Iwata on the last episode?
I was.
You were? Okay,
It was.
all right.
I feel that's what I was about to say. Is that to be fair, I think that he what happened if Yoshi P just died?
I'd
Like
make
you're
fun
gonna
of
say
him?
you're just gonna say, oh, he died. Let's move on. I don't think so. We would have a whole thing about how he changed the game and he made what we are now, and how our show is only what it is because of the game he created.
Sure.
So I understand you're not a Nintendo gamer, but for people that are, he made it, especially because Nintendo Mario was one of the basis for all video games to come forever.
Us making
so
fun
I mean,
of his
without
death
him,
didn't negate or change any of that.
I know that. I totally get that. Making fun of whatever. I'm not offended by making fun of any of that situation. situation. But what I think is that at least just acknowledging. I mean, I feel like we took 5 seconds to say, "Oh yeah, a guy died." Okay, next up, and I feel like that is a little disrespectful when someone who's done so much for what we do as like a hobby and a living and what we're passionate for passes away. I feel like making jokes is fine. That's what we do, and that's
the
cool.
joke.
I feel like
the jokes that we were. The jokes.
But I feel like it was taking a moment to acknowledge was. But I mean, we didn't.
The jokes that we were making was at the expense of like the fact that Facebook couldn't contain their boner for the fucking guy. Like that was the thing.
I'm not offended or upset about the joke.
No, and that's the issue I take with Gunpla Gamer here is he's just giving a fucking blowjob to the guy and just blowing him the entire fucking email. Like he died. I get it. He died. It's a tragedy. People are sad. Whatever. I choose to deal with it with humor. And if you don't like it, fuck off. I don't give a shit.
It was a perfectly good defense mechanism.
I don't care. And that's why I said, when I die, don't fucking cry over me. Make jokes. Laugh. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that when someone dies, it's better to remember them in a way that makes you laugh than in a way that makes you sit around and cry.
Absolutely. I'm not saying cry or not make jokes. But what I'm saying is I do feel like that for being a gaming show, we kind of spent like half a second on his death.
Because it doesn't change.
Well, I know that.
Doesn't change anything. He died. He still fucking died.
Okay, guys, I think what everyone is just trying to say is
we're just trying to be funny, but I guess it just wasn't as funny as we thought it was.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. I mean, I don't fine. If you find it disrespectful, that's fine. But my point is I don't really care who it is. If Kojima died, if Yoshi P died, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna make fun of him because that's what I do. It's not. Cool. It has nothing to.
There are some people that, even though you don't know them, who have such an impact on your life. Like when Robin Williams died. Like I grew up with him. He was probably one of the most influential actors and celebrities. I cried. I bawled my eyes out when he died.
I did not.
I'd like to make a distinction. All right. When he says he's making fun of him, he's not making fun of him for dying. Absolutely not.
Just that everyone wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
That's not a laughing matter. But like in Nero, I don't want to sit around and like be sad about it.
Yeah, I don't need to. Like, here's the thing. The thing that I was making fun of is the need that everyone felt to post it on their goddamn Facebook walls.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is I feel like I just feel like even saying maybe like, he was a great man, he did this is why everyone loves him, and he died.
But that's literally what everyone else did. That's what every other fucking show, everyone on Earth did that for like 3 days. It was all that.
Oh, it was longer than that. They were going on for weeks.
I'm saying spending a minute instead of 5 seconds. That's all.
We gave it a minute. We gave it a serious minute, and then we made some jokes about it, and somebody got butthurt, and whatever. Fuck you. It doesn't matter. If you don't like it, then fine. Yeah, don't listen. You made the right choice. It's cool. I'm
going to pioneer that if anyone in gaming ever dies, I'm leading that news portion and no one else is allowed to.
Nika taking the reins.
Okay, Nika.
I would be the bearer of bad news.
So Nika is the death correspondent.
Okay, you can't just make up jobs like this.
Nika will now head the Final Encounter Cast obituary section.
That's a real. Well, no. That used to.
I'm not saying you're not allowed to joke. That's cool. I just feel like giving a moment to acknowledge those people is important.
Yeah. Well,
That's all.
Yeah, but all of them. I respect them so much, and I just want to remember. Who are the people that are still like fucking crying over Iwata dying? Like everyone just went like to their Facebook, and that's how they want to process emotion. If you have emotion about it, have emotion about it. But just fucking, oh my god,
Nate.
I don't, and it's okay that I don't.
Nate.
What?
Ayawada-san. Don't forget the san.
Fuck off.
That's how you show that you cared about him.
The respect is important.
Ugh. That's the stuff that I hate. I just can't. And everyone does it. Everyone does it when celebrities die too.
Uematsu-san calls him Uematsu-san.
It's all about like the cult of celebrity. That's what it is.
Guys.
And whenever they die, everyone just like gets all fucking weepy about it. Just like and whatever. Fine.
Nate, I have a much more bigger issue right now.
What?
I really like sitting over here because I'm not blocked by you, but I can't see myself anywhere.
Yeah.
You're right there.
But I can't see.
Well, that is a problem, and clearly that means we must end the show. So, no.
Because their names are wrong, aren't they?
Yeah, they are wrong. Yeah. Yeah. What's your problem? What the fuck are you complaining about, Callie?
That hurts.
Dummy.
That hurts me deep down in my
I'm
soul.
sure it does.
Okay, so now that we burned Callie, we can end the show, right?
Yes, we can. We can.
What do you think about that, Robbie?
Yeah, Robbie.
I'm still back at Owada-san. Like, what? Did we really just talk about that again?
No. Yeah, I can't believe that we spent time talking. I mean, honestly, it was a harmless joke, and I can't believe that anyone got mad about it.
Hey, this is something we need to also learn for Limit Break Radio.
What?
We don't have to take every email.
Yeah.
The dumbass ones can stay on the pile.
But
That's true.
to be fair, we asked for hate mail and no one ever gives it to us.
That's true too. That's true too. I like. I love reading hate mail.
That's fair.
I love responding to people's criticism.
Okay, so to put an end cap on this email, Iwata-san.
Holy shit, totally forgot about him.
Well, we'll look forward to the more hate mail in the next episode.
Okay, that's going to do it here for us at Final Encounter Cast. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this. Oh my God, I can't believe how long this discussion went.
Yeah.
We were worried that we might need a backup topic.
Well, no, after Chris told us how you kept him an extra 2-3 hours last time talking about it by yourself.
Yeah, by myself.
No, I was fine. Sure, we would have been.
That's the thing. I needed to get the show. I, honest to God, needed to get this show off my chest because if I didn't, I was going to get cancer. Like I was repressed. I was repressing.
Konami, he gave Nate cancer.
Yes, yeah. I'll send my medical bills to Konami. But no, like I was.
Guess who has breast cancer?
I can't believe you found. Oh my God! I can't believe you found an application for that drop.
Thank you, Nate.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Now
I like to imagine he has like a bucket list of drops. He's like, I will never use that. Challenge accepted.
From over here, I can see Chris's eyes light up when he was like, "Oh my God! Wait, we have to get this in."
I had to just check. That was so good. That was the timing on that was so good. I just had to check myself for lumps. Okay. God. Oh my God. That totally broke my train of thought.
You're welcome.
Wow.
We were ending the show.
That was amazing. That was so good. Kudos to you. You stole the show. You stole the show. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, that's going to do it for Final Encounter Cast. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a big discussion today. If you're a Metal Gear fan, please spread this conversation far and wide. We'll make sure that our phone call to our good friend Luke gets posted as its own video, so you can share that around and because that was a pretty amazing moment. I can't believe that actually happened on the air. Like that's pretty. You don't capture that very often. You know what I mean?
Dude, just going into that thing, like this could so easily just be like boring as shit. You'd be like, yeah, that's nice, and hang up.
Yeah, right.
It could have been that.
Yeah, no, there's so many ways that bit could not have gone well, like for us, on our side of it.
By the way, you'll hear from our lawyers shortly. Damn it.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we heard from Konami's lawyers.
Cease and desist letter?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to probably start with a YouTube takedown notice.
Well, there wouldn't be the cease and desist is we're infringing on a copyright and we're constantly consistently.
See, but the thing
we have nothing to stop making that we're infringing on their copyright.
Right. Yeah. Well, but that's why we hit our videos. Like that's why we put up the splash screen that protects us legally. That's why we did that. So
can they get us for slander or whatever for having fuck Konami?
Libel?
Libel? Yeah.
Libel?
No, for having fuck Konami on there.
No.
That's just an opinion that we're expressing.
Yeah, it's an opinion.
Fair enough.
Our opinion is fuck you, Konami.
Yeah, it's not a fact. No,
He did say in the call that's your opinion, and that's okay.
And I did, and I said, yeah, hey, that is my opinion. Yeah. So, and it is. All of this has been my opinion. If you don't agree, we'd love to hear from you. You can send us email at finalencountercast@gmail.com. Check out our website over at finalencountercast.com. We're still kind of getting it up and running. We're still trying to get all of the content there. But if you love the show and you want to stay subscribed to the show, finalencountercast.com will host all of the info for this show. Right now, all of our social media stuff is still kind of being run through Limit Break Radio as it exists. But that will, I think, we're at a point, we're starting to grow enough. We're starting to grow our audience enough where we'll be looking at launching Final Encounter Cast's own social media aspects. So Twitter, Facebook, be on the lookout for that. Also, coming up, we'll have ways that you can call the show. So if there's something that we're talking about that you want to get involved in, you want to share your thoughts on, you're going to be able to do that starting next episode, episode number 4. I know a lot of you probably wanted to jump on this fuck Konami train today, but unfortunately not able to do calls today. We're gonna do them. We're gonna have that ready for next time. So be sure that you tune in next time. We don't know when the next live episode of FEC is gonna be, but if you head on over and bookmark our website at finalencountercast.com, we'll have announcements for future shows then. And if you're a Limit Break Radio fan, we'll also be talking about it on Limit Break Radio. We'll talk about it on the main show. We'll plug it on the stream and stuff like that. So if you really like what you've heard here tonight, hit that follow button, come back. And I know that this channel does a lot of FF14 content, which at some point we'll probably launch an FEC Twitch channel too. Yeah. But for now, we're kind of running both in tandem, and I know it's a little bit confusing. I appreciate your guys' patience, but that's just we're again. I mentioned at the very beginning of the show, we're still very much getting the show on its feet, and establishing it as its own product, much like we took the time to establish Limit Break Radio. We're doing it organically with FEC, and we know we've got some great stuff. I saw all of you guys loving that call in the chat. I'd really love for you guys, if you could help us out to spread our name around, if you could spread that call around, spread that video around. If you know other people who are pissed off about this ending, see if the Konami excuses ride with them, because I guarantee you they fucking won't. And you know what? If you feel like you're ripped off, fucking call Konami.
Ask for Luke.
Ask for Luke.
They'll be happy to take your calls.
Fucking no, seriously. I mean, if I touched a nerve with you today and you feel like, yeah, like that guy's got a point. I'm not saying like, hey, you guys need to get on this, but like, no, if I made a good point that resonates with you today and you really feel strongly about it, let fucking Konami know. It's a Google search away. Konami customer support. That's all we Googled to get to where we got today. So make that happen.
I'd be actually curious if you don't ask for Luke to see if they follow the same flowchart.
I would be. That's kind of what that's what I was hoping for. That's the chance that I was hoping for, and I was going to try to get the second person in on that, but obviously we didn't get that shot. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I want to do more shit like that.
They blocked our number. Your number is still open.
Yes, right, exactly, exactly. Take your opportunity. Anyway, if it's a thing that you feel is important, make your voice known. You can call them just as easily as we can. We showed you that it's easy to call them, so do it. Get it done. It's fucking they have their phone numbers on the internet. They print it. But again, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today live at twitch.tv/limitbreakradio, and everyone who listens to the podcast. Thank you guys so much. And I know you're checking out a new show, and maybe you're not totally sold on it, and that's on us. We gotta do a good job on selling you on the idea of the show, and you know what? We're gonna do that for however long it takes to get the show running like a well-oiled machine. We're gonna make this one of the most interesting shows in video gaming media, and that requires your help. You need to spread the word. All right, you guys did this with Limit Break Radio. It was so touching. It was great. We need you guys to do the same thing with Final Encountercast. Spread this shit like the plague. Spread it like a vocal cord parasite. Okay,
just get people sick with our show.
Do your due diligence. If you like us, if you want to support the show, spread this out here. Get it to more people, and help us out. Now, here's the last thing. All right, last thing before we go. I know this has been a super long show. Last thing before we go, I want to we've set up something really amazing for the next episode of Limit Break Radio. It's really amazing. I can't
of Limit Break Radio?
Or I'm sorry, of Final Encountercast. Thank you for catching that. Thank you.
I'm not the only one.
It's been a problem today. Sorry.
It's I did it too. The first time I've done it today.
We've set something really, really cool up for the next episode of Final Encountercast, and we want you guys to be excited about it. We're gonna tease it here at the end. Okay, we're gonna tease it, and we
were
want
all jaw dropped.
Yeah, we all, even us internally, we were flabbergasted by this get. It's pretty amazing. So tune in next time. Hopefully, if we can make schedules work, we're gonna have a nice, really in-depth conversation with someone really, really interesting who can tell us a little bit more about this voice actor strike that's going on. All right, that's gonna do it here for Final Encountercast. I want to thank all of my co-hosts, of course, Robbie, Nika, Callie, Chris, and my name's Nate. I want to thank you for listening today. Take it easy. Have a good one.
This is Solid Snake, and you're about to listen to Final Encounter Cast. Kept you waiting, huh?